Hello, everybody. Welcome to Paddling Pool 341. I'm Sig Dakari. Joining me on the mic today is Moku, and we've got your first round of winners here. Spooky Spinner versus Trigger Happy. Moku, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. It's nice to be commentating with you on this beautiful day. How are you doing?
I'm chilling so far. We got some good Splatoon action going on right now. Spooky Spinner, pretty well known as this is a team that recently got second at a paddling pool on a crazy run. You see Clara, Miono, Cheap, and Rusty versus Trigger Happy, a team that has been making waves in mid-level recently with Eflin, Jin, Jason, and Goggy now. I see a Gluga actually from the side of Trigger Happy. I love to see a good Gluga game here.
Same here. Both are making a beeline for the tower, but it seems like Spooky Spinner has Trigger Happy on the back foot already. What do you think?
Spooky Spinner already down a player, though, and Jin's trying to make advantage of that. Already finding one into Clara. Miono, though, is going to be able to clean things up. Just trying to kind of stabilize for the rest of the team. It looks like, I believe it's Jason there on the splash, just trying to move that tower, create a little bit of space with the paint from the Splash-O-Matic, and eventually that Crab Tank. As Goggy with the Booyah Bomb is also just trying to clear out Clara on the top right. And that's going to be the first checkpoint for Trigger Happy, as eventually the heavy Splatling does end up getting picked off here.
And Spooky Spinner already 99.82. I'm sorry. I'm kind of lost for words of how amazing everybody's doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's been a little bit of a stalemate. Now Spooky Spinner are able to get past and pretty far past that first checkpoint. Already onto the second one with Cheap riding the tower, has that tacticaler up for Rusty to make a little bit of space before getting picked off by two other players. Cheap is going to have to back off with the Booyah Bomb. Just kind of forcing everybody to a corner, and Trigger Happy's able to just fend off the rest of Spooky Spinner with a defense. They pick off two, they have the cooler for the immediate bounce back, and they've just found the stagger as well, which hopefully for them is going to give them a ton of space, but Goggy gets picked off, and that is a pretty tough start to this push for them.
This is true. Already at 59-53, Trigger Happy just needs one good push to take the lead, which they do, with one on the side of Spooky Spinner going down. Switch over to Nautilus here. Nautilus taking out one. But all Spooky Spinner needs is a good push for themselves to retake the lead, with 2 minutes and 43 seconds already on the clock. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, and I mean, with two players down on the side of Trigger Happy, they can definitely get something moving here on the side of Spooky Spinner, as well as having almost three specials up. Zap is close to that Tacticooler, immediately going to pop the Booyah Bomb from Rusty as well. Just get a ton of value finding a pick on the Jin, but Miono ended up dropping as soon as they popped the Zipcaster. Goggy is behind the tower, and Cheap ends up getting punished for that. It's just Clara left in top mid, and that's probably going to be that for Spooky Spinner's next push here. They do have a good bit of space still to work with, thanks to the fact that Trigger Happy didn't really have the numbers to kind of push back into mid against a heavy Splatling. And I mean, it's giving them progress on this check. They're about to break it, and Miono with the Zipcaster is trying to look for a fight onto Jason here. Not quite going to find, as Eflem's able to turn immediately for that trade, but Spooky Spinner do have the lead now, and they have a good bit of space to work with here.
This is true. Spooky Spinner has map control, but actually it's looking pretty equal. Who goes down?
Maybe for a little.
Spinner. True. This is very true. What do you make of all this?
Well, I mean, Spooky Spinner have been able to hold on pretty well so far. You know, that first defense was the first really big stop that we've seen from either team. This Gluga from Guggy has also been very tough to kind of get things going on. Just constantly being punished by the rest of Spooky Spinner. So far going pretty well for them, but Trigger Happy do have a little bit of momentum. The Tacticooler's up, same thing with the Booyah Bomb and the Crab Tank from Jin and Jason here. And that's going to give them the lead most likely, just barely though, by 1 point. With 40 seconds left, they're looking to get a little bit more as Jason's just trying to ride this tower all the way to the third checkpoint. They're going to get it, and Goggy has just fully broken into the spawn. The Booyah Bomb's going to fend off everybody on the side of Spooky Spinner. Trigger Happy has fully flipped the script here, and they're going to secure a KO for the first game of Fattling Pool today.
What an awesome fight. Everybody did great. I just don't know what to say. Like, everybody's doing such a great job.
Yeah, I mean, Trigger Happy did get a lot of value. I want to highlight Jin on this S-Blast, found some fantastic early picks, especially on the Clara. That freed up a ton of the rest of Trigger Happy to kind of just move around the map and take space as needed. You know, you don't have to worry about the constant pain output and the stopping power of that heavy splatling that we see Clara used right there in that section of the game to kind of get this initial lead for Spooky Spinner. But I mean, Trigger Happy just able to get a ton of space on this last push. Really solid work. Goggy had a little bit of a tougher early game, but able to seriously clean things up towards the end, especially just getting all the way into the spawn and popping that Booyah Bomb was absolutely massive.
Exactly. It's always great to have a GG special in tower control. And I always stress it. If you don't have a GG special, then just aim all your specials if you have them. That takes a lot of coordination, and no, it's great to have a Booyah Bomb. I fear
Booyah
that
Bomb is
player.
Yeah, Booyah Bomb is one of those pretty strong specials right now, you know, after it got quite a few buffs to deal with stuff like Big Bubbler, and then it already has that fantastic armor, damage, everything that you could want out of a thing. But going into zones here, we're going to be seeing Rusty switching off of the 52 gal, or off of the S-Blast over to the 52 gal. What do you make of that?
Pretty good for zones, actually. 52 gal has a lot of DPS, and you're going to need that paint capacity, and you're going to need that kill power to really take the win in zones, especially. Because zones is just turf war. As the Booyah Bomb comes out, but doesn't take zone. Always
Yeah, not
right
quite.
here.
Sorry.
Oh, you're alright.
Not quite going to just fully cap the zone, but the fight afterwards is going to go in favor of Trigger Happy. It's just Clara left up on the side of Spooky Spinner, providing a jump into Miono, but Goggy is right there behind the splash wall to punish that jump in. However, the rest of the team does end up dropping. All these jumps from Trigger Happy are now being punished. The Booyah Bomb isn't going to be able to help out Goggy just securing that trade as Rusty's able to run in, close the gap on that Galuga Dualies, and secure that zone for Spooky Spinner yet again. They have control, they still have that lead, and they are chewing through this penalty. What do Trigger Happy need to do here to kind of get back in and win this fight here, Moku?
Well, first the Booyah Bomb's coming out, and Trigger Happy takes over the zone, recaps the zone, which is perfect timing. So all they have to do is keep a good defense, but all of them go down to Spooky Spinner.
That suction bomb was definitely a bit of a jump scare, if you will, as well. Miono just trying to make some space with that Zipcaster, enough for Clara at least to get up onto that half wall and provide some cover fire. Able to just immediately shred that crab tank as well before going down is pretty big. Both Miono and Rusty on this bottom left are able to clean up one pick, just trying to hold for as long as possible, but both end up dropping here. The Booyah Bomb from Jin as well to punish Clara's jump in, and Trigger Happy, again, they have full control of the zone. They have a ton of space to work with, but they did end up using all of their specials, if I recall correctly. And so this hole might be a little bit short-lived if they can't find the picks to go with it.
That's true. They have Spooky Spinner on the back as Rusty fights for movement. As Ink Wall comes out, Crab has been popped. Retake the zone. Trigger Happy already taking the lead. 38-45 and counting. What do you think the Spooky Spinner has to do to get their lead back?
Well, I mean, first things first, they've got to weather the storm here with this Galuga from Goggy, able to find a pick, use that Booyah Bomb as well to maintain so much space, already down to about 15 points here. The Killer Whale is going to just free up the zone, though, for Spooky Spinner to be able to kind of come back, recap it. There's not much penalty on the side of Spooky Spinner here, so they just need to win one fight, and they have a really solid opportunity to kind of get this lead back already. That Tactical Cooler is going to be pretty solid at starting up the fight, but Goggy, again with this Galuga Dually, just runs in, tries to make a little bit of space for Trigger Happy. It's not quite going to work out, though, as Spooky Spinner end up finding the picks they need. Miono with another one onto Goggy, and now with this Zipcaster and Wave Breaker pretty close at that, this entire hold could just crumble apart in the face of Trigger Happy. They are in a pretty tough spot. Jin is down, but so is Rusty. This Crab Tank not really able to do much more than get a pick, though, so it's up to the main weapons of Trigger Happy to try and take this back. But Clara is just outputting so much paint. The Booyah Bomb forcing her out, but still able to just keep the zone neutral for the time being. Eventually has to back up, and Trigger Happy does maintain this lead, and they have some specials as well to kind of hold this.
Booyah Bomb's once again been popped on the side of Trigger Happy as S-Blast heads over to the right, comes back to the zone. So, getting one. So Trigger Happy has a lot of map control. But here we see... I can't tell what their weapon was. I'm so sorry. I didn't know if it was Gal or NZAP. That just goes to show how quick this game is, as Trigger Happy takes this round.
And that's going to be Trigger Happy just securing that 2-0 win over Spooky Spinner. Really solid stuff from them. Clean holds, ended up clutching up both games, even though they looked a little dicey at times. Really, really solid stuff. What else do you think Trigger Happy did really well in those two games?
I think that Trigger Happy had a great defense and had the right idea with the Booyah Bombs. And honestly, I think it was just one of those cases where they had it on... Oh, I'm so sorry. You're talking about Spooky Spinner, right?
No, I'm talking about Trigger Happy. They just secured the 2-0.
I'm so sorry. This is... Don't be like me, guys. Always drink water. Always drink water.
It's the dehydration debuff.
I said dehydration debuff. Frame 1. So, a serious answer here. Trigger Happy was able to secure their win due to an impenetrable defense. Booyah Bombs will always be on your side if you know how to use them for splat zones. I was gonna say clam blitz for a second there. Clam blitz, yeah, that's fine. But like splat zones, it's just for four in a funny little square.
Mm-hmm. And those Booyah Bombs are really, really solid at holding space. We've seen kind of an increase in the double Booyah Bomb comps, just generally a little bit more, whether that's the S-Blast, the Galuga Dualies. We've seen a lot of Sticker Stamper as well. Ton of pretty powerful Booyah options that are available. That special has so many use cases where you can run multiple. And it worked out great for Trigger Happy. I'm curious to see how they do throughout the rest of the tourney. I believe they face the winner of Snorkel and Blackout. So C2 and C15 already looking solid for Snorkel, though. But that's going to do it for now. We'll be back after just a really quick break with some more Splatoon.
Drink water.
over Europe.
The great events of the past vanished.
There he goes, avoids the ball, throws it in, gets it, and that makes Leckerbeck Trek RRSL3 champions!
But there's always more Splatoon to be played.
This might be the opening that they need. They need to break this basket.
They get in! Can they get the lead they need? They get it!
More champions to be crowned.
And Gordon Ray shoots it again! He loses the lead! And there it is! Kaiser are your European champions!
Be there on the 25th and 26th of October in the heart of Cologne.
Inside the Experian Arena. For Europe's next LAN Major.
Stream live on Twitch and YouTube on Dude's channels. That SRB2 Dude. That's my channel.
See you there at Octofest.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Paddling Pool 341. I'm Sig Dakari. Joining me on the mic is Moku. We've got a banger of two Paddling Pool regulars, Blanks and Sanagi. And we are into the best of fives now, Moku. Onto Rainmaker on Museum de Alfonsino. What are you expecting from this map?
Well, I'm expecting plenty of lockouts, and I'm expecting... That's about it.
Fair.
I was gonna say something else. I'm just saying that Museum Delfonsino is notorious for lockouts on Rainmaker. And I say this is a brush main. Like, people who know how to navigate this map and use it to their advantage, y'all scare me.
It is one of those maps where it's come under the spotlight with all of the Rainmaker cheese strats and everything, especially some of the larger content creators of the game have shown a lot of the kind of really stally spots you can put if you get a really big lead on Rainmaker. So like if we see a big breakaway, I can definitely expect that, but I mean, this map is kind of odd. But these teams, though, they're pretty hype. You already know we're probably going to see the pencils. We'll see a gal, probably. Me when I lie, never mind. Devil's on the sploosh. And, yep, Adil and Bomb are both on the shooters. There's the gal we were just talking about.
I'm seeing a lot of range on... I'm so sorry to interrupt. I'm seeing a lot of range on the side of Blank Z with the heavy edit. I was gonna say that they would get first pop, but the Rainmaker popped and I didn't see it. Didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean, Devil's just trying to look for an angle in here on this side. Lace, though, has the Booyah Bomb ready to cover as well onto two players of Sanagi here as Blanks is just trying to get on top of a deal, try and stop that Rainmaker in their tracks. Devil just tries to move in with the hammer, not going to find anything as two players end up going down on the side of Sanagi. And I think it make that 3, and Blanks now have a lot of mid control, and Jiki's the only person that's really able to kind of contest right now. Oh, and with that reef slider coming in, that's tough.
That reef slider? Like I said, lockout.
But the Rainmaker immediately gets dropped, though, as Balm is able to find that pick early, find a flank as well onto Multi, who is kind of in a tough spot just between 4 players of Sanagi. And, I mean, they're able to reset back to mid here. Lace, though, is just looking to maybe get that Rainmaker picked up, just reset it again. Never mind, just ended up trying to back out as quick as possible. Devil, though, with the hammer is going to go for that really fast pop, toss it immediately. Not quite find any picks, but run that Rainmaker back over to the plat, stall out Sanagi for as long as humanly possible, as Multi's looking for 2 picks before going down to a suction bomb. And, I mean, Blanks have just not left their foot off the gas.
That's right, and Sanagi currently has Rainmaker, and they lose it to Blank Z. Blank Z taking that first pop with that heavy edit. As one goes down on either side for a nice 3v3. Nice little fight here, with Police taking the win in that fight. Rainmaker's already...
Multi is doing a really, really solid job on these Tetras. Again, with that Reef Slider getting the pop, too, and other pick going in favor of that Tetra Duelie. Now just trying to stall for as long as possible on the top left. Blanks have this just massive lead, and Multi is not done yet. Trying to fight Bomb, but with the Spawn Armor is going to just shut things down. Devil's not able to find anything either. And, I mean, this heavy edit is probably not very long for this world, if I were to guess. Yeah, there it is. Adil is able to find that pick. Lace is just trying to rush forward and stall against 3. But Multi's really the only person that's been able to find a pick as Jiki is rushing this Rainmaker back to mid.
Rainmaker's currently in possession of Blanks right now. I love the defense, I love the positioning that Rainmaker has right now. Carrier is looking to... Oh, there's a Booyah Bomb. Nice place to put a Booyah Bomb. Redirected the Rainmaker carrier. Only 18 seconds left. They only have They lose the Rainmaker. The Splosiomatic, which, helping retake the map, ups the Rainmaker, takes it over to Spinner, working their way back. What do you make of this?
I mean, so far, Blanks have just been in the driver's seat the entire game. They haven't really just given Tsunagi an opportunity outside of just like maybe the one time when they were getting the rain back to mid, but immediately like Multi was there with the Tetra to just try and find some picks. DK ends up getting picked off by the heavy edit of Pyro, I believe, and Devil's just trying to run this Rainmaker, stall it in this upper spot for as long as humanly possible. Ends up getting picked off by a deal. The Booyah Bomb from Lace is not going to be shredded, actually. Multi goes down, traded out by Bomb here on the 52 gal, and now it's just a question of stability for Blanks. How long can they kind of lock Tsunagi out of mid? They don't have a crazy range advantage just between the Pen and the Dually Squelchers, but I mean, so far their setups have been very, very solid, and this mobility between the Sploosh and the Tetra has just been unmatched.
Absolutely, and you're going to need a lot of mobility to succeed in a game mode like this, especially on this map. Museum... I never know how to pronounce it.
Museum.
Tsunagi's going for that pop, taking the Rainmaker. They're going to need a good push. They're going to need to coordinate really well in overtime to take the lead. All you need in this game is one good push to turn the tables. Even when
all you need maybe one. But it's looking pretty rough here as Tsunagi's barely been able to move forward. Zadil has 10 seconds left on that timer, has to make a break for the checkpoint, and with Devil right there on the Sploosh, that's just food for it. As Blanksy take a pretty dominant game one here on Rainmaker.
Excellent work on both sides.
Especially strong stuff on Blanks. That was just domination from them. And I mean, we're going over to zones, I believe. What are you expecting to see change between Rainmaker and zones here, Moku?
Well, that's a lot to think about. Honestly, I don't really see much changing in terms of weapon comps. People have a tendency to surprise me, so I could say something, but be completely wrong. But I could see somebody taking out another Snipe Rider. Like, if somebody had switched out their Booyah Bomb for another special, I could expect at least that Booyah Bomb coming back, or adding more. It really just depends on the game mode and the map.
Yeah, I mean, the map
is in that match, but I can see another one.
Yeah, I mean, Pen is just so incredibly strong on splat zones. You can fully neutralize a zone with just one charge. And obviously you have the omnipresent tacticaler as well. Although Pyro doesn't usually play Snipe Rider. Normally they'll stick to the heavy edit. Very, very solid at that, and still very capable on this map. I'm curious to see. I know Tsunagi is generally known for running like the double shooter like we saw. I think my main question is, what is TK going to run? Or maybe Bomb switches to Stamper. I know that's in the wheelhouse. Just kind of as an answer, because I mean, they looked like they were struggling on that first game.
Stamper would be pretty good for Zone's Hagglefish, a classic map. It's classic. It's beautiful. Yeah, all that territory. Oh. Ooh, is that a Hydra coming out?
That's a Hydra and a Vanilla Dapple and the Splattershot Jr. from Devil, not Yushi, who has been playing with Blanksy for a while now. Devil's on it, and that is TK to the Vanilla Dually Squelchers and a deal off the shot over to the Splashomatic. Very different comps here.
I'm already seeing Squid Beacons coming out and a defensive bubble in the middle of the zone as Blanks takes the zone. Frame 1. Already keeping a lead, except that they lose control. There's a lot of back and forth right now.
Sanagi finally, though, getting that wipeout on the team fight. Pretty big. Already TK and Bomb moving into the spawn, just trying to hold as much ground as possible. There's the lead flip right there. And, I mean, Sanagi has been really good so far, as well as finding another pick. That's TK's Wavebreaker finding one. A deal with the Crab Tank to hold even more space, just use it as a deterrent, too. I mean, this is a completely different team from Game 1 here.
That's right. It seems like they've gotten together. They said, "Hey guys, let's give it our all." You can see the confidence. They're oozing with confidence on both sides now.
And Jiki's able to find that initial pick too. The zone does end up getting flipped though in favor of Blanks thanks to that big bubbler from Devil, but Devil gets picked off by Ideal. And Sanagi still have control of mid. They did lose control of the zone, but they have been just holding strong, not really letting Blanks kind of get any further than the zone. And now with Ideal's Crab Tank finding the pick onto Pyro, this is exactly where Sanagi want to be. They're retaking Gold A. Multi on this dually is really struggling to find any kind of value. This is where the Dapple dually can also end up struggling, as it doesn't have any long-range poke options, so I mean, on the retake, you're kind of left to your own devices here.
This is true. And this kind of range is aiding in their defense, because now Sanagi is all up in their base, trying to lock out Blanks as one goes down on their side, and it seems to me that Sanagi takes this match.
They even up the score pretty quickly. You know, I don't know what was said between the games, or if it was just like the minor tweaks that they made to the comp with the vanilla dually squelchers or the splash, but I mean, they just looked so much more in their element there on Zone's Haggle. Really, really solid work. And also, maybe Blanks were playing around a little bit too much with the Dapple Hydra. I mean, we don't see those super duper often, especially on Hagglefish. What are your thoughts there, Moku?
You don't really see that a whole lot, and I thought that was really interesting that something like that happened. Like, that kind of type matchup usually results in the Hydra winning out, unless the Dapple dualies, or any dualies for that matter, have a very proficient, I want to say, have at least the experience needed to fight anchors like Hydra, because I know even as a brush main, Hydras, they lock onto me, and I'm over here like, oh. So, hey, I have a lot of admiration for any dualies that can take down a Hydra, like 99.9% of the time. You hear me.
And TK is one of the best at it too on those squelchers. Super mobile, really able to fight. I mean, we saw even in mid when they were fighting, generally what you don't want to do is you don't want to get picked off in the zone, because then you can't paint it, and then you're also painting the zone the other team's color. But TK was just able to dance around so many bombs from Devil, so much just enemy fire from the Hydra, and you know, a lot of the other sort of chip damage and everything that was going on from Blanksy, and Sanagi were able to just make full use of all of that space created by the dually squelchers. Now, this is a little bit tougher of a map to do that on Tower Control Mako Mart. What are your thoughts here, Moku?
Tower Control Mako Mart, you're gonna need, like I said, plenty of range, and there's choke points on this map that even I look at it, I'm like, am I fast enough to get back behind the team and take back tower that way? I'm seeing heavy edit coming out now.
Yep, back to the heavy edit and the Tetra dualies for Pyro and Gold A. We're all kind of just sitting there, setting up, hanging out a little bit for Sanagi. Jiki did switch over to the E-Leader. That is a new one for the set. But Jiki is a very, very good Charger player. A lot of faith in them to execute on this. And Bomb as well on that 52 gal, just stopping almost the entire push of Blanks. They're able to get through that first checkpoint, though, as Golday's able to just make a ton of space. But that Reef Slider just exploded right in front of 3 people, and so they're going to end up going down here. And Sanagi still able to hold at just 70 points. What do you think they need to do with this leader comp here to kind of get the ball rolling in their favor.
So what you're gonna need to do is destabilize the edit player, because that would be a huge takedown, because heavy edit is a pretty good anchor. So if you have an anchor on your team and you've got an anchor on their team, you want to win, try to aim for their anchor. What I'm saying. It's great if you have whales or another long distance special to make them move. You don't even have to take them down, just make them move. You know? So what we're seeing right now is TK taking down one and helping the teammates take back the tower. So already we're at 31-0 on the side of Blank, as you have somebody here ready to jump out and scare somebody on their stat. One goes down thanks to E-Leader. A fast-paced match. Like I've always said, power control, or like, is this control or is this tug of war? You know,
A little bit of both here. A lot of fighting going on. I mean, this is the mode where you rely just on winning fights the most to move the objective. And so far, I mean, Blanks has done a fantastic job getting down to 31 points. Tsunagi making a little bit of progress there as well, past that first checkpoint, but a wipeout is going to punish them. And now Blanks are yet again in the driver's seat here. Lace is also looking for a pick on the TK here on that far left side, but the Dually Squelchers is just dancing around. That Gal is just not able to hit them at all. Eventually does end up taking care of things with Golde there as well. But I mean, Blanks are kind of stalling out here. They don't really have all that much utility. As soon as they try and get that tower moving, Pyro gets picked off by Jiki on the leader, and everybody on top of the tower except for Lace here is going to be picked off. Golde jumps in, but with two players watching that, it is a tough jump to survive, and they're not going to. And Tsunagi again holding with a solid defense, but they need to find something more on offense here.
that's true. And Tsunagi is holding their own very well. They've already got. I believe that Blank Z is on the back foot right now, because now they're pushing in. They're saying, hey, this is our turf now. Our base belongs to us. Like, they're coming up to their houses before it's even Halloween saying, trick or treat, got any candy in here? So, power control, one of those maps. One of those modes.
And, I mean, the leader is just gifted a pick by the junior there, as Tsunagi still have a little bit of control, but with this heavy edit just looking at the tower, they're going to have to find a way to deal with that first, and they do so. TK, though, has to dance around two players, only able to find one. Bombs there for the cleanup, and Jiki still on this top right, just corralling all of Blanks kind of over to that left-hand side. The Whale doing the opposite, moving somebody over to the far right, and it looks like Jiki's going to try and pop that Kraken, just try and make a little bit of space, force anybody out to try and let the rest of the team move this tower. The bubble is popped pretty far back to help with that as well. And Tsunagi, they finally have made it almost to that second checkpoint. They have to deal with Pyro on this right-hand side, and Bomb is able to clean that up before Golde finds that pick.
And Tsunagi looks like they can take this. They just need one good push. They are almost there. But Blanks is pushing back on them. I would say that the tower in this game state is in a good neutral state when the scores are this close together. So, like I said, Tsunagi just needs one good push to take this game. Never over till it's over.
Oh, but it is over now, and Blanks are able to get on that tower in time to end overtime before it even begins, and they hold on to their lead to put themselves on match point now going into Clan Blitz.
Ooh, Clan Blitz is pretty fun.
Yes,
One of the most fun maps, even though I'm a brush that struggles on it. Now y'all know my weakness. be like, okay, Moku can't fight on Clan Blitz. Nah, I can do pretty fine. It's just Barnacle and Dime.
Yeah. Barnacle and Dime is one of those much more open maps. You know, it's not quite like an Ink Blot or even a Mako Mart, where on those maps you have an absolute ton of cover to kind of work around. There's still some, and you can play around the sides really effectively, but it is much more difficult to make work, especially in the face of a heavy edit. But the main thing that I want to highlight here is just how these dualies are going to work out. You know, we've seen Golde on those Tetras for the 2 games that Blanks have won, and then this dually Squelcher as well from TK. Those are going to be pretty high prio picks on either side. If you're able to take down one of those players, you kind of neutralize a lot of the offense of the other team, and you kind of limit them in neutral. I think those are going to be really, really solid, like really important players to keep an eye on for this next game. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you. Like, there's nothing else I can add there.
Mm-hmm.
I took all the words I wanted to say and you said them.
Looks like I think we're going to have a substitute or some kind of Wi-Fi reset for one of the teams. Looks like one of the players just pieced out of the lobby for a little bit of time. They'll be back soon, but we've got a little bit more time to yap about Clan Blitz, about these 2 teams, about Barnacle and Dime. And again, I kind of want to look at Sanagi because the ball is in their court right now. They are the ones that need to find a win here. We've seen 2 different anchor weapons in the leader and the sniper rider from Zhiki. What do you think we see on Clan Blitz on Barnacle and Dime? Because I think either option's strong, but what are your thoughts here, Moku?
Well, Barnacle and Dime is a really open map, like you said. So you're gonna have to have 4 speed to get to the baskets. Like, you're gonna have to prioritize speed overall. I don't know what many anchors could do except for standing on their snipes, like on the stats that every base has. There's some pretty good snipe point. So if you keep your anchors, like Heavy Edit, Hydra, Pencil, you're gonna do fine. But if you play a speedier weapon or something more lightweight, like Spotter Shot, Ink Brush, Dualies, some extra swim speed wouldn't hurt if you can factor that into your abilities without hurting anything else. Otherwise, also trying to sneak around the map is gonna benefit you as well. I use Ninja Squid, it's not 100%, but sharking, sneaking around, it might do you some good, except when you actually have a ball and then they know your zip code right away.
Mm-hmm. Looks like one of the players has to do something, and they will be back in 10 to 15. That is quite a bit of time. I didn't quite realize that.
I guess I have enough time to yap about my Pokemon card collection. Not right now.
Okay, they are currently hunting for a sub, so it should just be a couple of minutes.
No, but DC's connections, it's peak Splatoon.
Yeah.
You just can't have Splatoon without DC's and Wi-Fi problems.
It is the evening. It could be dinner as well. You know,
Oh,
a whole slew of options it could be.
I do apologize. I am 6 hours behind the times. You know, it's like lunchtime for me. And you can send your salmon over to my blue sky.
Just wondering who I believe it's TK that is out for a little bit, and that was the Dually Squelcher. So my number one question is, like, what kind of weapon do you grab to kind of fill that slot? Because I mean, that's such a unique role, especially on a double shooter plus charger backline team. I don't really know what you use. I mean, you could honestly be anybody, but All right, what do you think they're looking for here, Moku? Uh-oh. We have some technical difficulties. We're gonna cut to a just quick couple-minute break. We'll be right back with the rest of this set after we find a sub and we sort things out here on the mic. I'll see you in just a couple seconds.
And
Wait,
we
we're
are
in now?
back.
Hi, welcome back. We have game 4 ready. Looks like we got a Frozen Pro from Ali as the substitute for Sanagi here. And we're running back the same comp for blanks. What are your thoughts so far, Moku? What do you think is going to change with Sanagi's game plan going into this?
I'm not actually sure, to be honest with you. But I do know that Snipe Rider has a good positioning right now.
Mm-hmm. It is in that top kind of section of the map. It can, hold a lot of space over there, but immediately being pressured by 2 players of blanks, going to go down. It's just bomb left in this bottom right. The Killer Whale is just trying to force some players out, but I mean, Devil's already dancing around, has that power clam in there. Gets 10 missiled, doesn't quite matter either. Able to get out just in time. Now, blanks, it's not a massive push, not exactly quite what you're looking for to open things up, but I mean, you'll take what you can get. I mean, this has just been a scramble so far, and Golde's able to find one more, looking for that power jump in, but just a little bit too late from Pyro. And, I mean, blanks still have mostly control over this game.
This is true. With blanks having lead. Wait. I'm sorry, the team names aren't up there, so I can't tell if it's blanks or... I do know.
Check the stream.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, folks. I was on the wrong. That's my fault. That's my fault. Don't be like me, folks.
I've done it a billion times, but Blank's already looking for another fight in mid here. They have a ton of clans to work with. The Killer Whale is going to be popped, as it looks like Lace is already in there trying to find a pick. Got one from Golday, I believe. Devil is just dancing around trying to get that power clan back up. Pyro is able to trade, though. Eventually picks up. Now you have two on the side of Blanks. This is a much more substantial scoring threat than what they had just a little bit earlier. And, I mean, now Sanagi really have to be wary. Ali has the, is close to the missiles. There it is immediately on all three of the four members of Blanks, but Golday's able to just maintain a good bit of space here for the time being. The Killer Whale is going to come in as well. A deal with that big bubbler is going to find one pick, just gets traded out, and Blanks so far have done a really, really good job at just holding space. They haven't really lost too many key pieces in fights. As I say that, though, Bomb rushes in and is able to find two, just trying to do everything for Sanagi right now. Has some space to trying to pressure Pyro out of there, and there's the score for Sanagi to open things up.
Sanagi getting another dunk in, taking the lead nicely with a 54-74 score. Getting that wipeout on the side of Blanks, however, as Blanks pushes back, says, nah, we're taking back that lead. 47-54 right now, going down to 27 as they keep pushing in.
They just have non-stop clams, 3 power clams. They're jumping in the pity for the KO as well, and they're gonna take this set. They're moving on to the winner's side. Semifinals, 3-1 over Sanagi. Really, really comfortable win for them, if I do say so myself. And they're going to play Snorkel.
GG's both teams.
Yeah, really solid work. A little bit of a tough scramble for Sanagi to find that 4th player for Game 4. Able to take one, but they're going to be knocked down in the lower bracket. Blanks has to play against Snorkel, I guess, the seed 2 in a best of 5 in just a little bit. But, I mean, they looked pretty good. I assume they're going to have a pretty solid chance of taking that one as well.
That's right, and Barnacle and Dime, the way they do Clam Blitz, oh my goodness. It is so snowbally once you get to a certain point. Like, if you take over the map after a certain point, let's say Snipe, Plat, yeah.
There are just some key spots that you have to,
It's just my breath away how fast it happened. Sorry.
You're good. But I mean, that's gonna be it for winners quarters. We're moving on to winner semis pretty quickly here. We got Heelbook versus Paris St. Glufus. Both incredibly strong teams. Paris St. Glufus, another mainstay of Paddling Pool and Triton Cup, and then Heelbook. I mean, this is just an incredibly strong team. We hardly see them in EU events, so I mean, it's a treat to get to watch them now.
It sounds like it definitely will be. I can't wait.
This is going to be a lot of fun. Heelbook, you might recognize a couple of players from Free Flow on this roster. I'm just looking at it right now. I see JJ, and I believe Adapt also plays on Free Flow. And then you have a couple of other really, really strong players. Prosper, I believe, plays like Splatlings and the occasional Pen, if I were to guess. And then obviously Len as well, one of the best blasters that North America has to offer. Incredibly strong team. Going up against Paris St. Glufus, though, this is one of those teams that like we see a lot of. Lidl on I believe the heavy edit, one of the best one tricks of the heavy edit in Europe, and then we have Glash, Dragib, and Magnolia. Very strong heavyweight duel, if I were to kind of say myself.
Well, you already mentioned that they have one of the best blasters in NA. Making me scared. I'm just a little ink brush, y'all. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how things shake out here. We're going to be opening things up on Splat Zones on Umami Ruins, but We're currently waiting on one of the teams at the moment, so we'll be back after just a quick break, just to reintroduce you to the teams, and we'll go over them in a bit.
Welcome back to Paddling Pool. Sorry.
Might be. No, I'm good. My bad.
Welcome back to Paddling Pool. I'm Moku, paired up with Sig. Sorry, I need water. Don't be like me, y'all. I'm having that dehydration debuff. Like, I know it's Paddling Pool, but y'all can't drink from the pool. I see y'all. Don't do it.
Would not recommend it. Not one bit. As a swimmer, it's not the best of ideas. But anyways, we got Heelbook. We've got Paris St. Gloofus. You know these teams. You probably love them as well if you're watching this. And we're kicking things off here on Umami Ruins on Splat Zones. There is a bunch of S-Blasts, some coolers, and I mean, there's Glash on that new L3 again. Paris St. Gloofus has been kind of the one team that has been pushing this weapon. And it's really, really good at outputting jetpacks and kind of fighting at the mid-range. You see Glash and JJ just trying to fight over on the left side. Glash actually finding one pick and pushing even further forwards before getting picked off by Lem the Slusher in the S-Blast, though, as well, just trying to make a ton of space. Paris St. Gloofus, full control as Lidl gets this cooler up. And the rest of Heelbook is kind of on the back foot here, trying to get back in with Len's Booyah Bomb.
The screen comes out on the side of Heelbook, and strikes come out on the side of Paris St. Gloofus. We're seeing Stamp come out. Everybody's got their specials out already, which is something to be expected in Umami Ruins, because you've got two zones to work with, and you've got to keep an eye out on both of them, which a lot of people don't tend to really like. They want to keep their eyes on one little zone, which Urchin Underpath is great for that, but we're not on that map, sadly. But
No,
that's
we're
brush
not.
bias. Brush bias.
Yeah, but we
I
got
found it interesting.
Yeah, we got the double zone, though. Paris and Gloofus have been just in full control of this game. Heelbook, yet again, going 2 players down. Len kind of caught on this far left as Prosper's on the still in the spawn. Len's going to have to stall for as long as possible and try and get the zone back as the rest of Heelbook is able to explode onto that zone, almost get control of both. Finally does so, putting that big penalty onto Paris St. Gloofus, and now they have flipped the script. Not really close to any specials here, but I mean, these main weapons love to fight. They're looking to push a little bit more, just trying to find any kind of picks to work with. Glash ends up going down, and that is exactly what you're looking for if you're Heelbook, as well as the S-Blast dropping. Adapt is able to pop that screen, give a little bit more space to the rest of the team, and JJ with that hammer is able to find one more pick to keep things going.
I'm seeing Heelbook doing a lockout here as they try to retake the lead. If Paris St. Gloofus already 6 points away with a penalty. But strikes come out, which is useful for this map. Sometimes when you don't want to deal with the double zone, you just gotta lock them out at this point. The Booyah Bomb comes out on the side of Paris St. Gloofus. What I'm noticing here is that both teams have cooler, which is fantastic for a map mode like this. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Tactical Cooler is just one of those super strong specials. We've seen it for the past couple of years be incredibly useful at just maintaining pace for both teams, especially right now, as Glash with his jetpack is trying to just dance around the pen shots and the wiper and the blaster, not quite able to find a pick, but stays alive, and sometimes that's all you really need, especially when you are this close to a KO. Adapt with the splatter color screen yet again is not quite going to find any like major use out of it this time, as Paris St. Gloofus, they're still finding picks, only one player down, but the Booyah Bomb is going to pressure the zone. Same thing with Prosper on that pencil, able to find one pick. Heelbook just barely hanging on. They need to find the zone cap, otherwise they're in massive trouble at risk of a KO. Prosper's just holding this left-hand side, but Paris St. Gloofus can't find either of the zones. There we go, 3 players down, a full wipeout, and Heelbook stay alive just by the skin of their teeth. They need to have one of these pushes just be basically 100-0 at this point.
I'm seeing Mega Malwo here with the Slosher here, finding a way in, helping out with that lockout. As E-Jet comes right back out. E-Jet, pretty cool. E-Jet, you will want that on spot zones, but they don't manage to recap with the Inkjet.
No, not
What do you make of
quite. JJ is able to find a really big hammer toss on the Lidl, though. That's going to give Heelbook a massive way in the spawn. They're so close to that lead. A couple of picks as well. Nobody's able to get in on the side of Paris St. Lufus, and Heelbook with just almost a complete reverse 100-0 from very close to
Heelbook
it.
takes
That looked dicey.
It did. It was a lot of back and forth, and there was a lot, actually. But Steelbook just needed one good push. That's the beauty about this game. Like I said, all you need is one good push. Never overtold to work.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty
So it seems like we've lost our feed.
We're back. We're going over to Tower
We are
Control
back.
on Museum d'Alfonsino. A little bit different compared to Umami Ruins. We've got a much larger map rather than kind of the plane broken up by a ton of cover, whether that's pillows or blocks or the big island on top mid. Museum's going to be just drastically different. We'll see a lot more use out of, especially the Snipe Rider and the splatter color screen on the side of Heelbook. I think those will have a ton of use on this next game, just getting the rest of the team in. I really like splatter color screen, especially on Tri-Slosher and on Museum, just for those shorter range weapons that like to fight a lot more.
That is true. So I wonder what changes we're going to see coming out now with Tower Control on Museum, Sid.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's too much. Both teams probably coming away from that like, oh yeah, I mean, we did okay. You know, it got a little bit dicey there if you're Heelbook, or, you know, we kind of just let it get away from us just a little bit if you're Paris St. Lufus. So I can't imagine being like two insanely different. I wonder why PSG picked Flounder on Rainmaker. Personally, this one's passable. Just thinking about it, because it's Museum, it's Tower Control. We used to play this in Dirty, not even that long ago. But
Indeed.
this is, oh wow, okay, never mind. No scream. We have a sloshing machine. You'll love to see it. After those nerfs, we really haven't seen it at all, and Adapt is bringing it right now. Really like that kit. Incredibly strong and great for spacing. Kind of takes advantage of the longer ranges here, and JJ already finding a fight with Len on that left-hand side as Adapt is able to find one. The rest of the team gets the wipeout here, and Heelbook is picking up right where they left off, just with all this momentum.
And it makes sense for them to pick up the... Yeah, this is exactly why. Because Booyah Bomb is a GG special, and you're going to want that to turn it around. Because if Heelbook wants to secure the lead, they're going to need the aid of that, which I find impressive. As somebody who uses brush, Booyah Bomb scares me.
Yeah, I
Look at it the long way, it's like, oh no.
Still stepping on the gas. 3 players down on the side of Paris St. Lufus. It's just 1 player left, and they're trying to dive the tower, just to no avail. Heelbook past that 3rd checkpoint. They've only got 9 points separating them, and another KO here. But this S-Blast is putting in work. It's not enough. And Heelbook, this is just domination from them. Oh my goodness.
That was a rush down and a hyper dive comp. GG's both teams. And Steelbook moves on.
Yeah, they've got one more game to go if they want to seal the deal here in winners semis. It was a best of 5. We're going to
it's a best of
Blitz
5.
next. Yeah.
I thought it was best of 3.
We've got best of 5s through winners now. And I mean,
drink water.
Heelbook is crazy. Oh my goodness, that was just I can't really put into words just how strongly they just won every single fight there. I think there were maybe like 2 or 3 deaths on their side the entire game, which, especially in tower control against a Slosher S-Blast, that can be really difficult to do because the S-Blast can kind of just click tower if you give it the space to. But I mean, they didn't.
It's a deadly
And
combination.
they were forced that tower all the way to the end, to that KO.
It's definitely a deadly combination, Sig. And I wonder if we're going to see any changes at all going into Clan Blitz. If you're on the side of Paris St. Lufus, you're probably looking at each other going like, okay, what other weapons are we great at? What's good on Scorch, Clan Blitz? Do we have any speedy weapons that we can use to get clams in? Like, if you're on the side of Paris St. Lufus, I could see some changes. But I'm not too sure what changes. What do you think?
I'm not incredibly sure. All I know for a fact is that Little is probably sticking with the heavy edit Swatling, and we'll probably be seeing Glash again on that L3. Could be seeing just a couple of different things. I know they've played other support shooters in the past, but I mean, this seems like their favorite weapon so far, and it's one that they're incredibly proficient at. Looks like we're going for the L3 and also known as D instead with the Burst Bomb and the Hammer, and we're still running that double AoE. Adapt to switch yet again to a different slosher, the Tri Nouveau, for a second cooler, a lot of fizzies with that much subsaver as well. And, I mean, you can just dominate top mid if you want to on Tri.
Already with a core coming out on the side of Healbook. Both teams keep their cooler as Glash goes down. And as Glash goes down as well, they're already making their way to the basket.
Yeah, and Adapt is already able to just make a ton of space. The fizzies are coming through as well. Lidl's not really able to contest anything. Len just tries to make some more, but not quite able to. JJ drops to Glash's hammer, and maybe this is the change they need. Healbook only able to get the one power clam in. This is going to go right back to PSG. They've almost got another. They've almost got a power clam of their own, and combine that with the pity that they have under the basket and the 6 that the S-Blast is holding on to right now before they end up getting picked off. Before 2 players end up getting picked off, as it's just Lidl left, and Len's not able to find the pick to clean up the wipeout. Neither is the rest of the team, but the Booyah Bomb comes in yet again thanks to those cooler jumps, and Healbook have yet another opportunity to push here Moku.
Thanks to that Booyah Bomb and this lockout here, Healbook was able to get another dunk in, already at 46-100. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I mean, so far, PSG, they'll be able to push the rest of Healbook back to mid at the very least, but afterwards, I mean, it's just a question of what they can do to find some more picks. Already, it looks like going 1-for-1 is in the cards right now, as this Slosher has another power climb, pop the tri-strikes, but Adapt is just immediately right there with 2 to even things up, and Healbook still have all of the space in the world. And they're looking for yet another push with Prosper making another power clam. JJ has another hammer to throw, able to find one more. And, I mean, with 2 players down, PSG are just in between a rock and a hard place, not really able to get anything going past mid.
This is so true. And already getting in another dunk, putting in the clamps as they're trying to lock out. Where's St. Lufus? Viper goes down. Ooh, and Washer goes down right as they were putting in the clams. All they need is a few more. What do you think?
I mean, without all that space, though, a bunch of the players got picked off, staggered, and everything, so they're not able to clean up that KO just yet. However, I mean, with the offense that they've had so far, one can imagine that they will eventually, as long as PSG kind of stays locked out. But Glash has some choice words for that, already tossing that hammer pretty far, gets the S-Blast in, just trying to pressure Prosper here, the tactical cooler as well, but JJ is able to drop. Same thing with Len, and they're able to just clean things up immediately. It's just Lidl left, and same thing with the jumps in. It's a heavy edit versus heavy edit here on the ramp, and Prosper's got that every day of the week, and Healbook, they are able to fend off PSG
on yet another push, and they have just looked dominant after that first game.
What I'm noticing right here is Healbook is noticeably faster than Paris St. Lufus. I feel like that Paris St. Lufus is taking up fights that they're scattered across the map, and this seals Healbook's win for the set. GG's both teams.
Very, very strong showing from Healbook. I mean, they have yet to drop a game just yet going into winners finals. I know now that I say that, they're probably gonna like go game 5 or something. But I mean, but they are just incredibly dominant. They've been able to keep pace with PSG and outpace them on those last 2 games. Really, really solid work. Their fighting has just been incredible as well. And I mean, they've, especially Adapt, has been so flexible between all of these maps, you know, with the 2 tri-sloshers, with the machine and everything. Really provides them some adaptability. Pardon the pun there, I guess. But I mean, they've just been incredibly tough. I don't know who's going to be able to stop them.
Well, I can say for sure that, well, I'm not exactly 100% sure because I'm not in the comms room with PSG. From what it looked like in the final minute, thanks to the overhead cam, it seemed to me that the way they fight was a little bit scattered. Like they were taking on fights on their own and getting pinched or getting overpowered. Dogs on the left. What? Yay! But that's the thing about Flam Blitz on Scorchforge is it's not the biggest map in the world, but you're gonna have to stay together and at least tell each other where you're going. Like I said, I'm not in the comms room. So there could have been a whole bunch of, hey, I'm over here going on, but it's like there was a lot of overwhelm. Like, I have no doubt that PSG is really skilled. I see it happen a ton where it's like you have great teams that just kind of I want to make hero plays a lot and get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed. I make hero plays. I shouldn't make them, but and PSG is free to come up here in the chat room and say, Moku, you're wrong. It's fine. I don't mind being wrong, but it's what it looked like to me. What do you think, Stick? Do you agree, or do you have anything to add?
The only thing I have to add really is that I'm hoping we see more of PSG in the lower bracket in just a little bit because they have an incredibly interesting comp. I really like Glash on that L3, and I want to see more of it. So hopefully we see more of them in losers just a little bit later. But after we are going to be going to this short break, we might have winners finals. So we will see y'all in just a few moments.
vision. This time it could be my moment. Is this a mirage or a chance to fulfill my mission? A river in a dry land, the left is in a lost land. A heartbeat for demon, a oasis in a strange land. I'm giving the balance, but I'm standing on razor's edge now. Real quick, all my life is over. One strike just a pain, then I'm out of his field of vision. Don't ask why I'm ready, but I'm ready to strike him down now. I'm just on a new start, there's no time for indecision. A river in a dry land, the last is in a lost head. When I hop off new beginnings, burn our feet. Now we need it, a heartbeat for demon, oasis in a siege land. Remind us what we're here for, creating new life, creating rivers in the desert. My heart is a furnace, had a selling my word of conflict. One goes what keeps me going. Take back what I lost to the bosses of greed and fear. Yeah. Don't ask why I'm ready, but I'm ready to take them down now. The time for a new start is constantly drawing nearer. A river in a dry land, the last is in a lost head. When I hop off new
In my car right after a beer. Hey, that bomb is shaped like a deer. DUI, how about you die? I'll go 100 miles.
And we are back with Scuba Diving versus Heelbook. I'm Moku, commentating with you today with Sig. And my mic is crunchier than the salmon I cook, which you can send over to my blue sky. Send your salmon. Send your salmon over, guys. Just all of it. Just
We've got winners
Give me-
finals of paddling.
Winners
So we've got heel block versus scuba diving, and we are on this map. I can't express how disappointed I feel that A Team thought it was acceptable in late 2025 to pick tower control on Eeltail Alley. Heel block.
Eeltail
What were
Alley.
you guys cooking? Is
The big 25.
is it the best Eeltail mode? Maybe. There's a Clash Blaster on my screen. Alright, man. Thank you, cats. Very cool.
I'm seeing some Booyah Bombs on the side of Heelbook, going with that double Booyah Bomb. Cool and Stamp. This is going to be interesting.
Absolutely
Already
is.
seeing. What do you say?
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Nameca's already found a couple of picks here, but Len's able to trade out. This crab tank from Sam, though, is going to just provide some cover fire for Cats to get in onto that tower. Pressure adapt here, but gets picked off as well. Never mind. Bro's just alive. And kind of ran back to spawn to get traded out. Anyways, Heelbook is past that first checkpoint, almost at that second one. Have a tactical to work with as well as a couple of picks, and they are just moving along right now.
That's right, and we're seeing scuba diving. We're seeing $5 Namika, butchering that name. Carbon shenanigans. Alpha Carbon goes down. Already seeing that Heelbook is at the second checkpoint. All scuba diving needs is a good push to retake it, but it seems like they're using their double booyah comp to lock out scuba diving. But the Critic comes out, takes down one, already reclaiming control of the tower as one jumps back to base. What do you make of this?
I mean, there's a really, really solid early push for Heelbook here. But, I mean, they're going to have to deal with the assault of scuba diving so far. This double Zuka and the crab tank is tough to deal with, especially on Eeltail Alley. And on tower control, where you just get so much passive special charge. But so far, so good for Heelbook. They have gotten 2 on the defense. Make that 2 more as Len's able to find the collat with the S-Blast. And that's flipping the script yet again. Heelbook just on the offensive, have the tacticooler, don't have the S-Blast up anymore. But JJ is just looking to run forwards, try and get a little bit more space. And Adapt is on a bit of a shark, waiting, hoping Sam doesn't notice. And, I mean, I don't think he did until just then.
Some excellent map control on the side of scuba diving, making that push, already making their own push to the first checkpoint, the second checkpoint I should say. I keep thinking first checkpoint's like right there. The Booyah Bomb comes out, nice GG special on the side of Heelbook. Scuba diving though is working on a lockout.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's
past
looking
checkpoint
pretty
2.
good.
Using crab to their advantage here, taking out all the map control that Heelbook could have. What do you think's gonna happen?
Well, I think the lead here is pretty close to flipping. I think we're going to be seeing that. There it is as soon as the checkpoint breaks, but with 2 players going down on the side of scuba diving, Heelbook are able to take the fight to mid, just kind of force everybody back, try and just reset, try and get a push of their own going. They have 1 Booyah Bomb, close to a second one, as well as Adapt is just looking to create space with the machine on Snipe. Len turns around and just at the wrong time as the Carbon Roller is able to find one. Prosper's pressuring Sky, but Katz is right there to get that trade back. JJ, though, with the hammer is not going to find anything. Actually ends up getting traded out as Len ends up dropping 2. And this Clash Blaster from Katz is working out surprisingly well for a weapon that we don't see because of its many flaws with, you know, just lack of paint, low kill time, and everything. It's looking pretty good on Eeltail.
This is true, and score-wise, the score's almost even. We're seeing a very neutral game state right now where it can be anybody's game with 1 minute left to spare. We're seeing Flash Blaster take that cooler and aim for the top, which is great to do because people love to hide up there, already getting one. And it's a lot that's going on. Like, Trizuka's already out with 1 shot left, not managing to pick anybody off, but it was great to make the other team position. By team, I mean that one teammate.
And a fadeaway burst bomb is able to find the pick onto Prosper here, stalling out Heelbook's push just a little bit as JJ tries to pop the hammer to kind of clear out where the Booyah Bomb doesn't, but Nemeka is able to find both Len and JJ, and all of a sudden Scuba Diving with 15 seconds left are in full control of the game. Nobody from Heelbook is even close to this tower, and I mean, Scuba Diving is just fully taken. They're on the verge of taking Heelbook's first game lost this set, and the Zuka is going to finish things off. There's the second one as well for good measure, and Scuba Diving take game 1.
Nice Trizuka, and can I just say, sorry, you go first.
All I have to say is that's the first game that Heelbook has lost, and it's on Eeltail Alley.
Maybe we should. Are you? I keep running into you. You go ahead.
No, I'm done. I'm hating on Eeltail still.
I call Trizuka shenanigans. Can I get some Trizuka shenanigans in the chat, please? I'm telling you right now. Trizuka that was their saving grace. Like, Heelbook could have had that tower if they didn't pop Trizuka. Like, I saw that in the overhead map. Like, that was a whole, oh, no you don't moment. I think I can. But it was very impressive on both teams. Like, I'm seeing, like I said, a lot of back and forth. And all it takes is one good push. Like, I love seeing fights like that where it's like, you never know who's going to win until the very last second.
It was a very tight game. I mean, Scuba Diving able to come out on top and prevent Heelbook from kind of answering back, but going over to museum zones or crab legs. Okay, we're all over the place on these maps. All right, man. We're going from Eeltail to crab leg to mincemeat. Are you who? I need to have a discussion with every single player on both of these teams about why we pick these kind of maps, because there's no reason. I mean, I guess Scuba Diving is I guess Scuba Diving has a leader player in Sky. I know Sky has played leader before, but I doubt they will now. Just because I don't think Sam plays anything but Crab Tank unless one of the and Nemeka definitely only plays Carbon Roller. So unless Cats has like a Rapid Pro Winter, I don't know. I don't think we're seeing the leader come out. No, there's the pencil, and yeah, Prosper's on the pen again. There we go. I haven't seen that in a second either.
Double pencil. Double pencil. This is going to be interesting, especially for a zones map on Crab Leg. It just screams somebody's got the home field advantage here, but it's too early to call, Sig.
Yeah, just for now, as we'll look over to Adept's build, and there's a lot of sub-saber and sub-powers that Tri-Slosher Nouveau, yet again, picked off immediately by Sam's Crab Tank, though, as Scuba Diving carry on with what they established in the previous game, just completely controlling neutral, forcing all of Heelbook back to their plat, and even further back in some cases. I mean, JJ tries to drop on 2 players, but is picked off immediately. It's just Prosper and Adapt left, and Adapt is kind of just stuck in this left-hand side, not really able to move, doesn't have that many poking tools, and Katz is able to find that pick. The hammer, though, around finds Sam. Katz ends up going down to Len, and Heelbook have control back of that zone, just past 50 points as well. It's looking not too bad for them.
Heelbook is already working on that lockout, trying to do a rush down, but nice. Yay! Excellent work. But seriously, Can I get a booyah for that? You love getting a pick and then dropping off the map. Happens all the time. That made me brush main. No, it's just all the time.
That's so real. But, you know,
I'm
more
ready
than
to-
just falling off the map, we have a few players ending up dropping. Nemeka has to jump out, actually trading spots with, I believe, Sam or Katz. Katz was right there. Ends up dropping. Heelbook are already down to 9 points left with 3 players down, though, or 2 players down. It's going to be a tough task to hold this zone, but they're able to weather the storm just for a little bit longer, down to 4, but the Booyah Bomb
Saving it.
is just a little bit too late. And scuba diving, like you said, they saved the game there. It's just a question of, can they come back now?
I believe so. With less than with a little over 2 minutes to spare, it's anybody's game at this point. And if scuba diving can work on a lockout, then they can get some points here. Already running down that penalty, now counting down the pick. Will they get the lead? Or Snipe Rider takes care of that problem. The Booyah Bomb's already been...
Ooh.
They can't recap the zone with it.
No, not quite. No paint to support, and Sky's right there with the Snipe Rider and the Sprinkler as well. Found a couple of massive picks here to kind of even things up, and now they're taking back the lead immediately. The question is, are they going to be able to KO? And with that last pick, Len's not able to cap the zone on his own, and Scuba Diving put themselves on match point, and it's pretty quick, and we've already got 2 games in favor of Scuba Diving already, Moku. Who could have seen this coming?
Weren't we just talking about earlier where we're all like, wow, Heelbook, we don't know who can take them down. Is this a case of commentator's curse?
There's a real chance that it might be. I may have or may have not said, I don't know who's going to be able to stop them in the winter semi set, and
Oops.
that's my bad, guys. You've got 2 games or 3 games to figure things out.
But
I
knowing
guess 1 game now.
Heelbook so far, like, I don't know them like the back of my hand, but first impressions got me feeling like that they're going to be reassessing their reassessing their communication, and saying, hey guys, I have a plan, and it's going to be something that sweeps set. But also, scuba diving, playing 40 chess out here, who knows what they'll come up with. Like, this is a very interesting storyline I'm seeing right here. At least,
Yeah, I'm curious.
what, like in the grand scheme of things, every game's got a storyline, but I'm curious about what this page of the story is going to be like now.
See,
like
I'm more
picking up a
curious
novel in
about
the
what we
middle
were
of it.
thinking with the map picks.
Somebody's got home field advantage, definitely. I think scuba diving's got Heelbook wrapped up around their fingers, at least for the first 2. But Heelbook, I think they'll come up with something that'll wow us.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, you know, just as simple as, you know, maybe just a different slosher as well. I mean, Rainmaker on the map, bad map, funny map. Mincemeat, that's the one. That's the one that's on the screen.
If somebody uses brush this round, I will draw that person.
Let's see. No brush from scuba diving. We see JJ though on the Sorella Brella. I mean, this is what I know JJ for more than the Wipers, just being possibly the best Brella player in NA, and it's just absolutely insane on the jetpack as well. Those buffs really come in to help out. And Heelbook are looking for that to be their silver bullet to kind of solve their problems here in this set. It's just a question of what are they going to be able to do. JJ on that left-hand side with the jetpack ready is going to pop it. Prosper ends up going down. Sam picks up the range, is trying to take cover. Not able to find anything as JJ finds 2! And that's going to open things up nicely for Heelbook with a 3rd one. It's just Cats left, and they're going to have to scramble with Sam for control of this rain against Adapt.
In times like these, both teams are putting all their all on the table as everybody goes down once every second, it looks like. And honestly, I don't blame them. Like, if Fieldbook doesn't get this one, they're out for the set. But Fieldbook already gets the checkpoint. Already making their way up in the scuba diving phase, but 2 go down side stick.
And Sam's able to find 2 with that crab tank. It's just Len left, and JJ's able to pop the crab to just kind of keep the momentum going for Heelbook. Prosper is able to jump in, but nobody's able to get that pop. 2 players end up dropping for Heelbook. Scuba diving still holding on. Sky immediately picks up that Rainmaker, tries to run it back to mid. And this is where we can kind of run into issues on Mincemeat Metalworks, just trying to get into a scoring position is pretty tough. We're going to try and use the Booyah Bomb on the side of Scuba Diving and the Trizuka from the Mecha to make some space, but Prosper's able to dance around both of those wonderfully, as well as the Rainmaker shots. The Jetpack and the Heavy Edit are going to clean things up, and Heelbook is with some stalwart defense, have the Rainmaker back in a very, very comfortable spot for them.
That was impressive. Considering Sky's situation, they've lived longer than what I would expect. Matrixing all those shots. Just enough for somebody else to pick up the range, but Rainmaker's already been stopped by Sam. Sam's already paving the way for their team. Already at 45-75. It's anybody's game. What do you think?
Well, I mean, with the Rainmaker reset, we're looking for another just kind of object damage duel. JJ ending up trying to fight Katz and Sam on that right-hand side of the crab tank, shutting that down. Katz able to find another pick onto, I believe, Len. And that Trizuka is going to find yet another pick, the Booyah Bomb, to carry the momentum forwards. It looks like Scuba Diving went for the left checkpoint. This is a tougher one to kind of get going, and just barely not getting the lead. If they get the jump, they're down to maybe like 30 points, but Heelbook able to hold on. 2 players down on both sides. Prosper's picking up that Rainmaker, getting it immediately out of there, out of that really threatening spot. And I mean, now Heelbook, it's just a question of stalling at this point. And I mean, they have a pretty solid comp to do so with the pain output, with the specials, with the fizzy spam from Adapt as well. Everything it kind of points to them just kind of setting up defensively for this Rainmaker game for the rest of it. What do you think, Moku?
Heelbook, I think Heelbook means business now. They're no longer asking for the win. They are demanding it, and rightfully so if they want to stay in the game. As 2 go down, 1 goes down. I'm so sorry. I need to put on my glasses. But Prosper takes the Rainmaker, already making their way back. Goes down the Blaster. It is 2v2, or was for a second. Nice Trizuka coming out. 50 seconds left. I almost said 5. That was the shortest game. 50 seconds left on the clock. Now we're at 40. All they need on the side of scuba diving is 1 good push, and that'll be it.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
a good push starts with some good specials here. Sam already forcing 2 to drop to the left-hand side, giving Sky a pretty solid, comfortable route before JJ comes in with the pick. Ends up getting traded out, but I mean, if you're stopping the Rainmaker with 15 seconds, that's all you really need. Katz is providing the jumps, has the Booyah Bomb ready, but Adapt is behind, able to find 1. You get the pop, but you need to pick up, and now you don't have the crab tank ready. Len is able to find 1 more, looking for that last one onto Sky. Sky's able to tap him down. And I mean, this is curtains for Game 3, and Heelbook are now on the board.
And we're going to Game 4, y'all. Excellent work on both teams so far.
And we're back to
Pressure is high.
our streamer's favorite map, Museo de Alfonsino.
Oh, I can't pronounce the name. Now, if you want to know my favorite map, it's Ramen, Robo Ramen. That's not just
Robo's
because
a pretty fun map.
Not just because it has food, and because I'm hungry. It's on your salmon. I'm just kidding. I've run that joke. I've run that joke into the ground by now. If I don't go on my blue sky and see my feed full of salmon, I'm gonna wonder what's going on. Actually, hold on.
Well, anyways, Healbook do have a lifeline now. They have given themselves a chance just in these next couple of games. They have to find a way to win both on Clan Blitz, on Museum d'Alfonsino, and Tower Control on a devious fifth map that I do not remember, but we will figure out later. But a very, very solid game from them overall. It was Tower Control and Inkblot. There it is. But very, very solid game overall for them on that Rainmaker one. Really good early scoring, and then just able to shut things down left, right, and center as soon as Scuba Diving tried pushing that Rainmaker. Very, very well set up and well done. Now you have to do the same thing on Clan Blitz Museum.
One thing I did notice is that Scuba Diving did seem a little bit zealous or overzealous. Like, I could just see it. Like, they're like, oh yeah, we've got a good push, but new game, clean slate, let's see it. Noticing any comp changes?
Well, I'm seeing a heavy edit Splatling Nouveau with the Crab Tank and Splat Bomb. That is drastically different from having the vanilla heavy edit. A little bit more poking power at the cost of a little bit of team support, but if you're already running double cooler, in which Healbook was with that Tri-Nouveau, it's looking pretty good. It's just Prosper left on that heavy edit, trying to just give as little space as possible. Able to find one pick, gets that second one with the crab as well, and JJ's there to support, but Sam's got a crab tank of his own, just trying to chip out everybody, maintain the space in mid. And so far, I mean, Scuba Diving have not let go of mid yet.
That's right, and what I've noticed is that Crab and Pencil have been really instrumental in getting map control as well as setting the stage for a lockout as Core comes out to solidify that. But we're seeing JJ with the Barella on spinner going down immediately. Already got 2 clams out on the field, and if they can get through Healbook's defenses to be able to take a dunk or 2.
Yep, there's 2 power clams, but Adapt did end up DCing here, so I think that is going to be a quick little reset here. Adapt being one of the only handheld players, probably an issue with like the LAN connection or something. You know, handheld is a little bit more specific and finicky than playing on a on a dock or something. So sometimes those can happen, and as we all know, Splatoon 3 is a wonderfully built game with a perfectly working online system. But yeah, I mean, we'll just be back with a quick reset after a couple of minutes. But this gives us a little bit of time to discuss the switch over for Prosper onto that Crab Tank edits, the credit, if you will. Very, very interesting pick, especially on such a big map like Museum.
Honestly, I'm not shocked to see Clan Blitz. I'm not too shocked to see Crab and Pencil working together. Because if you want to set the stage for a lockout, you're going to need those, and I think that was a good choice. If you have a lot of brains like that, oh boy. You got me scared, and I'm not even fighting.
Yeah, it's not really a fun pairing for a lot of people to deal with, you know, just not having a lot of tools to poke it can be very frustrating. And I mean, Scuba Diving made very good use of both of them, especially with the Carbon Roller and the S-Blast to kind of punish anybody trying to walk forwards to pressure and damage the crab. But I mean, Healbook were able to kind of switch things around on that game 3. And we saw that, you know, the lack of paint when the crab tank is up kind of hurt Scuba Diving there and give Healbook the opportunity that they really wanted to kind of get moving here.
I agree with you. I definitely see that. So, since this is a reset because of the DC, we first know that comps cannot be changed. That's usually a rule in most tournaments, but one thing I do notice is that, at least with my side of things, when a DC like that happens, you gotta reset. Now both teams know, or at least have an idea of what kind of strats the other team is using, which can make it so that the team with the disadvantage can have at least the advantage of knowing, okay, this person is more likely to do that thing with that weapon. That's something to remember as we go back into Clan Blitz. Take two, everybody.
All right. I doubt we see the same 3-drop left opening from Heelbook because it didn't quite work out so great for them. It's just gonna be one player from the looks of it taking that left side, and Scuba Diving are playing a little bit more reserved than at the beginning of the game. You know, if you remember, they got a couple of really solid picks to take some early space, get Sam set up early. It looks like Sam's just opting to play on that lower middle ground there. Wins the Crab Tank 1v1, but with two of his teammates dropping, Heelbook have a lot of control of mid, and there's the trade for Heelbook as well. Have a... never mind, they don't have a jetpack at the ready. And with that pick, I mean, things go into a little bit more of a neutral state. With 4 members of Heelbook up, it's going to be a pretty tough defense for Scuba Diving here, but I mean, as long as they can pick off this Inkjet, which has proven difficult, or Nemeka can just run in and find one, that works too.
And I'm feeling... Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good, you're good.
I'm feeling the rage coming off of Heelbook's team. Like, they are demanding the win. As Crab comes out on the side of Scuba Diving, Heelbook has the map control. They have the at least one clan from what I'm seeing. They have the advantage right now, unless Scuba Diving can find a way to push back, and they are, Sig.
And they've gotten a good amount of space back here for Scuba Diving. Almost full control of mid. It's just Len that is really providing much of a contest here. As I say that, though, Adapt, JJ, and Prosper are all able to move forwards. Nemeka is not really able to find anything until the recall, the jump back for JJ. The Trizuka is able to find 2 more. And Scuba Diving, they're able to break this stalemate that we've had for the first 2 minutes with a power clam. Sam's got pretty close to a good spot for a Crab Tank, as well as Katz jumps that second clam in, is looking to score it. Uses the burst bomb and the shifty movement of the S-Blast to get out. Adapt isn't able to stop Katz from throwing it, but the basket's able to stop them from scoring. And I mean, Scuba Diving, they have a lead, but it's not quite huge.
And I could just feel the anguish. Imagine just... y'all don't even have to imagine it. Like, going into clam, and then the basket says, nah. But now, we're seeing that Scuba Diving has taken lead here with 71-100. Scuba Diving now has turned the tables, but Heelbook is also doing the same thing by getting in their first dunk as well. All they need is a good push.
And they've got a pretty solid start to one so far, but they're only going to be able to get down to 74 points remaining here. Nemeka is able to kind of pressure everybody out with a Trizuka, and the rest of the team following up. Sam's got the Crab Tank to follow up as well. JJ and Len kind of stuck in this bottom right, not able to deal with the Crab Tank and Katz, as Nemeka is just making use of Katz's Booyah Bomb to push Prosper even further back. This has just been a war of attrition so far after that second defense, and Scuba Diving has been winning. However, with Sam going down and with Prosper's Crab Tank being set up, that is going to give all of that space back to Heelbook. Nemeka is really the only person left to kind of do anything, and they're going to have to jump out with that power clam as they are marked. Lens and Adapt are both able to shut that down, and it's just Sky remaining against 3 so far.
This is... like, I'm agreeing with everything that you're saying, because I'm saying it too. And JJ goes down. Scuba Diving takes back mid with 2 clams on the field, with 20 seconds left to spare. Trizuka's ready. Trizuka shenanigans. We're gonna have shenanigans? Oh, you don't get a pick with that, but did force AJ to move back there. Nice crab positioning as they secure their lead this far into the game. But it can always be lost.
It always can, but this is a fantastic lead to hold in the last 20 or so seconds of game time. As you know, you have 40 points of a lead. Prosper is just kind of looking to get this crab tank set up, but you've got 20 seconds after these of overtime after these last 10, so you have to find a play and make it really quickly. As Sam ends up dropping, so does Nemeka, and this is exactly what Heelbook need to find. JJ with the jetpack is ready to go, just barely picked off. Prosper, though, has a ton of space, as well as Len's big bubbler provides enough cover, but Nemeka's in the middle of the bubble, able to find 3, make that a delayed wipeout, and they miss the power clamp. JJ's not able to run onto it in time, and Scuba Diving complete the 3-1. They punch their ticket to winner side of Grand Finals, and I mean, that was a bit of a nail biter, eh?
Oh, same here. Had me at the edge of my seat. GG's both teams. GG's everyone. That was a fight. Like, I think we found Heelbook's match, but in all seriousness, Azuka shenanigans as well as crap positioning was their saving grace. It was their saving graces. I'm trying to find the right words. They were their saving graces. I'm so sorry, chat. Drink water, please. Don't be like me, that you can't find your words because you don't have enough H2O in your body. It's good for you. Don't drink from the pool.
Water
I
is
don't do
very
that.
important.
For practical purposes, that's a joke.
But hey,
Yep,
I mean,
so that's
Scuba Diving able to clean up the 3-1. Really solid work there. I think
exactly.
I think that will do it from us, though. For the remainder of this block, we'll be handing it off to Pat and T after this. So,
Change the world.
That being said, where can the lovely people in chat find you, Moku?
Glad you asked. Y'all can find me at Moku Draws 101. I'm sorry. Moku Draws 1020.bsky.social. What about you?
You can find me just about anywhere where the Splatoon community hangs out, whether that is Blue Sky, Discord, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all that kind of stuff, at Sigdakari, like you see at the bottom of your screen right there. It has been wonderful commentating with you, Moku. Shout out to our streamer. Shout out to the next two commentators, T and Pat, and they'll be here after just a quick break.
It's been wonderful commentating with you too, Sig. And shout out to production. Y'all rock. Can't do this without y'all.
And welcome back, everybody. We are now on the lower bracket, ready to watch some more paddling pool action. I am Pat here with T, ready to watch Paris Saint-Lufus, aka PSG, going against Zipcat. How you doing, T?
I'm doing spectacular, honestly. And I'm just ready to get into this match, see what our loser semis will bring us right now. And we're seeing as the room fills up, I'm wondering what the comp is going to be for this first game on Splat Zone's Mahi Mahi. This is a pretty versatile map. You can run a lot of things, honestly.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten the chance to really observe how these teams work compared to the upper side of the bracket, but I'm really, really curious. Are we going to see like a pen? Are we going to see an edit? Are we going to see something completely different?
Well, we're gonna see two of the usual suspects of the end of paddling pool tournaments. Like, these teams like to be at the top of the bracket, and let's get right in the game, T, as Zipcat and PSG are about to fight, but PSG just had a disconnect during the weapon select, so I guess we're going to reset the lobby.
That is quite unfortunate, but I mean, we can get a quick glance at these comps right now.
Yeah.
Or are they resetting the lobby?
I think they're gonna reset. Yeah. As soon as someone remembers which weapon you have to press, here goes.
There we go.
There we go. So yeah, on the side of Zipcat there was pencil, on the side of PSG there was the heavy edit, so a bit of difference in terms of speed, in terms of range, that's going to be adopted. On this map in particular, I think any strategy can work. As you were saying, like, it's a map that is very versatile and where you can bring what you want.
And when I think edit, I think just straight aggression. Like, unlike your pen, unlike your rapid, they're going to see you, they're going to instantly beam you down because it has that high firing rate.
Yep.
So are we going to see like that speed right off the bat in this next opening, or are they just going to sort of play it calm and then look for that one opportunity so that they can push hard in instantly?
Yeah, I mean, that could do a lot from the spray patterns that we can see right here. PSG, they went for the paint. They didn't care that they were one player down. They did try to paint anyways, and yeah, well, so we can expect early coolers. But yeah, all 8 players are now in the room, ready to fight again, and I see lots of check marks already. So I guess we'll have quickly a game finally. Remember, this is lower bracket semis, which means best of 3. There isn't much room for errors right there. It's the last best of 3 of the tournament, so lots on the line for a very, very few games.
This game is going to be very decisive in terms of how the rest of the set plays out, because looking at the game after this, it's going to be Rainmaker on Humpback.
Yeah.
That's a much more specific map. If you know how to play it correctly, it's going to be very snowball-y.
Yep.
It's going to be very, very hard to tell. So you know both teams want to get this game out of the way as soon as possible. Just wrap it up very, very nicely.
You know, T, both of these teams put both of these maps on their list. So both of these teams want to play there, actually. And we'll see how they're able to do. Let's get in the game. I can count 8 players. I guess this time this is for real.
And now we are getting into it. You were talking about that aggressive, that early cooler opening from PSG, and we're seeing it right now, just waiting out, trying to poke in mid. And once they get that cooler, we can really see them try and push up. Meanwhile, we're seeing Zipcat really take that mid right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Zipcat able to win the first fight, able to set themselves on the zone. The map is still very small right now. We still have to wait a few more seconds before the water drops. As Zipcat right now are maintaining their control, getting more splats and trying to push in. They won't be able to take control of the platform, but they still have control of the zone as the water level is dropping.
Yeah, PSG has been pushed back really, really hard this game. I'm wondering how they're going to really get back in. We see 2 specials on their side right now. Just where are they going to go? Possibly onto that bubble? No, as the slosher goes down, we see that jetpack come out on the other side. And 2 down go on Zipcat.
Right now, Zipcat losing a few players. They activated the crab tank to delay the push, but it was not enough. PSG able to paint the zone, but look at that, 12 points remaining for Zipcat. That was a monster first push. Now PSG need to match that energy, need to match that speed, and right now they're doing the right job, camping every ledge and punishing everything with that blaster.
The S blast under that platform is just disgusting. The angles it can hit, just 2 shots, and as well as the burst bomb, you can really start messing with them. And you can see that they're really pushing that advantage right now, as the crab tank is getting piled on by 3 people at once. This might just be in 100-0.
I mean, PSG, they have such a power under a ledge between the Slusher and the S-Blast. That was very rough for Zipcat, but Zipcat managed to get back onto the zone to apply penalty, which means they keep the lead. Glash activating the jetpack, but that's a bit too late. Glash is alone, isolated, and landing on bombs. Zipcat stays in control now. They have a big penalty to deal with, though.
And this is really a feeling out phase in the game right now. As you can see, Zipcat has that advantage, but it's really waiting on PSG to get these specials and see what they can do about it. We can see the Booyah Bomb and the strikes come out all at once, but 2 go down, 3 make that 3 go down on PSG, and now we're wondering how are they going to come back from this? They just popped a lot of specials, and they're in essentially the same spot they were a couple of seconds ago.
They reapplied penalty, and right now they're pushing once again with more specials, and this time they're getting the splats, they're getting the control. PSG is still in it, and with 2 minutes left in the game, there's still a lot of time for PSG to come back, but Zipcat is already back on the attack. They know they can't let PSG take control under the ledges, and what a beautiful splat by the Slusher. The strikes are gonna fly. PSG able to simply hold control right there. Zipcat struggling to find a way in this time.
This is looking like a very scary position if you're Zipcat right now. You're trying not to let your players go down, I say, as the decav goes down. And you're really trying not to let this lead flip, as there's not much time left in the game. We're coming down to our last minute, just 20 seconds from now.
Yeah, and especially with only 6 points left for PSG, can they hold the zone? Everybody's trying to paint right now. It's going to be Zipcat saving themselves. We will see the last minute of this game, but this time it's PSG in the lead, and they punished hard. PSG keeps control of the space.
And if you're PSG, you're really breathing that sigh of relief right now. You just have the zone, you have a minute left to play the game. You're not trying to push your advantage too far, but you also you want to close this out.
Well, PSG is pushing right now. They got on that platform, maintained a lot of aggro. A fight away from the zone is always good for a team. Right now, Zipcat throwing everything they have at the zone, trying to delay the KO. The KO will not happen, but now they have 30 seconds to get a comeback. They'll need to fight in overtime, I think, if they want to get a victory. And all of PSG are still around, ready to fight. Oh wait, there's a lot of PSG that no, right now Zipcat getting a few good splat, getting a lot of paint around, are gearing up for good overtime.
All of a sudden, that game that looked very locked in for PSG, it's looking like it might be Zipcat's, honestly. You can see everyone fighting on the zone right now. 3, 4, 5 people painting the zone, and we can see Zipcat takes the lead at the very last second.
Yeah, a bit more painting power on the side of Zipcat right there. And that's the problem when you have an S-Blast on your team. It can splat a lot, but when it's time to paint, well, this is what happens. Zipcat takes game number 1, but that was a close one.
I can see that, Pat. I was honestly clenching my heart myself. It was very close. But we're going into this Rainmaker game. I'm wondering if we're getting any comp switches from either side. You were saying the S-Blast. It is quite good in Rainmaker still. Like, it has that potential to just splat anyone on the map at any given instant, really. But it's not essentially like the best weapon at popping Rainmaker. It has some weaknesses in this mode. So I'm wondering if we're going to see that. Are we going to see the pen as well? Humpback isn't exactly like the best map for pen all the time. So are we going to keep these weapons on this map? I'm wondering.
I mean, this is the aggro mode and this is the map for ledges. So I feel like this is very good for PSG. Their Slusher and Blaster combo will play very well around here. Zipcat, we saw them using the bubbler, we saw them try to hold positions, and they were doing that very well on zones. On Rainmaker, you need to go in, and Zipcat was not very eager to do that. So I'm wondering, Zipcat won, but I feel like they might be the team that needs to adjust their comp if they want to win on Rainmaker.
I agree with that, honestly, especially considering that choke point right after the first check on the right, because let's be honest, we're probably not going to the choke point on the left. That's a much more difficult one to break through. And
hey, never say never.
It's going to be very, very hard if either team decides to take that route, but it's always a possibility.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens, what these three teams bring. Right now it is 1-0 for Zipcat. Zipcat only needs one more win if they want to go on to the lower bracket finals. And there's a few adjustments on both teams. We see a Nautilus and a Slusher from Zipcat. Meanwhile, PSG are bringing the Tri-Slusher. Glash still with the jetpack, but changing the main weapon.
Double Slosher is definitely interesting on the side of PSG because for Rainmaker, it's not that great at popping, but for this map specifically, Sloshers just have a ball all the time. They have so many ledges to peek over. And for this first minute of the game, you can't really see that advantage right now as Zipcat is just tearing it through.
Yeah, great opening by Zipcat. In 30 seconds, they got the checkpoint already, and they got the repop as well. Now they have the tripling strikes ready to help the Rainmaker go in. The Rainmaker went in a bit too fast and a bit too alone, I feel like. That's going to allow PSG to retake some control around that elbow that you were talking about. Very nice snipe by the Inkjet right there. And PSG are able to... Oh wait, PSG just lost 2 players. Can Zipcat grab the Rainmaker? No, the Rainmaker's reset, but I mean, Zipcat are maintaining their control.
It feels like at every moment, like Zipcat is really pushing, then PSG gets their chance, Zipcat just fights right back. As you can see, the Tri-Slosher just runs in and they don't get the trade, but you know, they're making space.
Yeah, Zipcat are so good at keeping the space that they've taken, and we really see that in action here. PSG managed to get the checkpoint. That's one thing that's out of the way now. That will help them in future pushes, but Zipcat already able to retake control of their side of the map. And with a Tacticaler now, they're gonna let the Rainmaker reset, I guess.
Yeah, PSG, they're really trying to make sure they can hold the choke point. They have a lot of players pushed back right now, and they don't let the Rainmaker reset. They just run it straight forward, and that's a lead on the side of PSG. Zipcat has unfortunately destabilized the push, but now we are wondering how are they going to come back in the mid with all of this? Picking up the Rainmaker and just running straight to the other side right now, it seems.
Yeah, Zipcat, no, they are behind right now. They need to get the push. They need to get their way in. The Rainmaker is waiting for an opportunity, but with 2 players down, it looks like PSG is the team that's finding its groove finally and winning more and more fights. Zipcat, we're halfway through the game, and right now they look like they're in difficulty, especially since they just lost their Slusher.
It's really, really looking like a... even though this is a pretty close game right now, I still feel like PSG has that advantage right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult for Zipcat to really get on their feet, especially when they're in their spawn just like this. Even losing the Rainmaker, they don't have that many players down on the other side. This could constitute a repop, as I say as everyone else goes down.
Yeah. Yeah, Zipcat able to retake control. Their defense is still pretty good, even though PSG are able to dive forward pretty fast. Now it's ZipCat setting themselves forward, Nom Nom with the Nautilus. Going in, taking a lot of space, 3 down on PSG. ZipCat is going to
they make it
take
a 4?
the lead, and with a wipeout, they're gonna take the game, and the set ZipCat gets the 2-0.
That was one very impressive push on that side, honestly, because with this map, everything takes place on that elbow. If something bad happens in there, it can just be curtains like we just saw. It's a very scary map to play on most of the time because of that, because you're always worrying, okay, my guy that's shooting through the elbow, what if they go down? All of a sudden you have to like start thinking, okay, how can we salvage this without like losing the lead? Because once you lose the lead on this map, it really it's hard to get it back.
Yeah. I mean, ZipCat has had a good night tonight. They beat seed number 3 in the low bracket quarterfinals. They just beat seed number 5, the closest seed to them. Now they're going to the low bracket finals, where they will meet seed number 1 of this tournament, Hillbook. We saw them earlier on the stream. They're very strong, but we'll take a short break and we'll be right back with the lower bracket finals. And welcome back to batting pool 341. We are now back into best of 5. It is the lower bracket finals. It's going to be Hillbook going against Zipcat, and still on the microphone, it's myself, Pat, here with T, ready to watch these wonderful games that are about to happen.
Hello, hello, hello. We are about to get into Zipcat versus Heelbook. And honestly, I'm very excited for this set. First game starting off Barnacle and Dime Clan Blitz, a classic map. And going into this first game,
yeah,
I'm really thinking. I'm always thinking about the weapons. That's my favorite part about like this early part of it, really, because I believe Heelbook was running a lot of edit before, a lot of these like short mid-range weapons, and really running it down with that aggression. Meanwhile, Zipcats, I haven't gotten to see as much, but you know, they're keeping with that pencil, and they have a lot of these scrapping weapons still. So I really wonder what they're gonna run for this first game.
Well, I hope the Decapitator comes back.
Ooh.
Because a good Decapitator on Clan Blitz, you just deploy your bubbler under the basket, and then you have the Decapitator to defend that bubble. Like, it works so well, it does the job so well, and a presence under the basket is what allows you to score more points, to do more damage to your opponent. So I'm really looking forward to see if Zipcat decides to go with that, or if they bring something else. We've seen that they're able to play lots of different things. No Decapitator, never mind. Heelbook is going to bring a Wiper, though.
This is a very interesting comp on the side of Heelbook, honestly, because when you think about like this set of weapons, you really think like, wow, the Blaster is always fighting, the Wiper is always fighting, the Tri is always fighting. But all these weapons are going to be helping, supporting. They have these kits that help them help their teammate with the screen on the side of the bucket, the Booyah on the side of the S-Blast. They're all fighting, but they're all supporting their team in separate ways, and it always helps out. As you can see with this early opening, they just run in, and they're getting the kills. Yeah. They're really making that space for themselves while still staying up. You can see Prosper in the back. They're setting up for the score. They already got the clam on them, and we're just waiting to see how can they make something out of this initial push.
Right now we have 2 super clams on the side of Heelbook, but all of Zipcat respawned, set themselves in defensive position. Heelbook wants to move back a little bit to wait for their specials, but they lost 2 players. That's going to be rough. They're getting the jumps back in. That's what the cooler is for. But right now, Zipcat, they're doing the work. They're doing exactly what they need to do to deny the way in. The barrier is open, but only 20 points from all of that control that Heelbook had at some point. I think it's fine by Zipcat, especially since they're getting a delayed wipe and they have a super clam ready. They're gonna take the lead, and they have a pity clam right for them in under the basket if they want to.
Yeah, one thing you'll see about this mode, you know, sometimes you can get that score right away, but sometimes you just open the door for the other team to fight back. And right now you can see that as they got that one clam, but already down to 38 points, only 2 minutes into the game, this is going to be a very tough position for Heelbook to come back for that. I mean, they already took down that pen. That's one step of the way there.
Ooh, that's 3 down again on Heelbook. Zipcat not stopping, getting more and more presence, more paint, and of course more clams. Right now, Zipcat very much deciding the pace of this game and punishing all the very aggro moves that Heelbook is trying to make.
And with 2 power clams on deck, you can say they're just trying to wait it out. They're getting that passive special advantage right now. You can see as the pencil just waits in the middle of the map, trying to shoot anyone down that comes into their range. And they're being pushed back slowly by this Nautilus, by the pencil, by these weapons that outrange them and want to like keep fighting them over and over. It's almost aggression through defense, you can say.
Yeah, and I mean, it's working. 2 more super clams in. Zipcat right now only needing 30 more points, and they still win their fights, maintain their presence. Frook with the bucket was able to put a few more clams in the basket and to punish. Oh, wait,
and
they
it's
have
still
the
going.
clams.
And the game is over.
Zipcat are on fire tonight, absolutely destroying that Clan Blitz game.
That was very, very astonishing because I think if you saw the first minute or so of that game, you'd have thought something completely different. You would have thought, oh, Heelbook is going to almost run over them like they've run over many other teams in this bracket. But no, Zipcat is here to show that they have a place in this economy. They are here to make a statement right now. Up 1-0 against Heelbook. This is very, very impressive.
Yeah, great moves by Zipcat, really taking control of that game. And we saw Heelbook set themselves in position to get big pushes, but underestimating Zipcat's ability to simply rush them, get the splats, and get more points. It was very much Heelbook getting surprised over and over that game.
And for this next game, I have to wonder, how is Heelbook really going to adapt? We're going to see, am I seeing that correctly? Hagglefish Market Zones.
Yes.
So I'm expecting something of a comp switch from Heelbook. Just thinking about like the weapons that they had to dealing with that Nautilus, dealing with the pencil. A lot of their weapons sort of struggle to deal with those long mid-range options. They sort of just bully them out of the positions that they want to be in. And I feel like Hagglefish might only exacerbate these problems, really.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, Hagglefish, wide flat map. Zones is all about taking control of mid, and we saw Zipcat have control of the map most of the time. They were playing very well. They had better paint, they had better movement. Right now, as you said, Heelbook, they need to switch things up. They can't play the same way they were doing in that game number 1 because nothing they did was working right there. So yeah, going into this next game, if Heelbook wants a point on the board, they need to adapt their gameplay.
And we're seeing the loadout right now. Or just 1 second.
Yeah, it's time to see the weapons. I feel like Zipcat don't really need to switch things up. They had the weapons that were working, and yep, they're bringing the same thing. Heelbook are bringing a machine that will give them some bazookas, that will give them some ledge options. I like that machine coming into the mix.
Yeah, the Sloshing Machine Neo is a personal favorite for me. And I will love to see what those sensors really have to do for the team. Just make sure they have a track on everything that's happening. And those Zookas, especially across the map, they're just going to be devastating for Zipcats to deal with all their mid-range options.
Well, for now, it's Zipcat taking control over the zone, being able to maintain their paint. The Zuka is coming, and the Zuka is going to find a splat. And Heelbook pretty close to painting the zone, but they lost 2 players. Zipcat simply not relenting, not stopping, and with these strikes are keeping more and more presence onto the center of the map.
Yeah, you can see that Heelbook is trying to push through. They had the blaster on the side there, but it's really been a struggle to get that mid, get that zone until right now. Just being able to cap, being able to push everyone back. And you can see that they're getting all the kills that they were looking for in that first minute right now. As we're seeing Jovan with a shark right here. They're going to move back, waiting for that tactical where you might see a move or two right here.
Yeah, Heelbook able to set themselves up to get some control, to put themselves in front of the zone. We're going to see Heelbook finally maybe be able to take the lead if they just manage to defeat the next push from Zipcat. That could be it. And right now, Zipcat are in a tough spot now. They need to push. They only have 30 ticks left to do so.
Yep, we've got the lead switch on, but as I say, they have the rain, they have the strikes, get the zone instantly. It's seeing this very scrappy fight from the Sloshing Machine and the Slosher. Ends in a kind of anticlimactic way, just a straight trade.
Yeah, a trade, but that trade is good for Heelbook, who are taking control back onto the zone. Zipcat need to paint. They're able to fight for mid again. And we're back to unusual, I guess, where both teams will be looking at each other from above the zone. Jovan, though, thanks to that hammer, got a splat, and right now it's 2 down on to Zipcat. Hillbook are not stopping their attack, and their aggro moves are working better and better, T.
Wow. I was a bit entranced by the splash just in the spawn for a second. But yeah, we are seeing that Heelbook is really back on their game. This is a team you saw in winners finals, really. They're pushing everything they can, finding every advantage. You can see Jovan on the side with the hammer getting a splat. And they're really just like messing them up. Almost gets a hammer kill on the pencil. It's looking very, very terrifying if you're Zipcats right now.
Yeah.
Thinking, how are we going to get in a position to really get back into this game? You can see as the tri-strikes come out on the Slosher. But is this going to be enough?
Yeah.
Are they going to have enough time to actually get the zone back?
Well, it's looking pretty dire right now. That's Hillbook getting game number 2. I mean, we saw Zipcat take control at the start of the game, have themselves in front of the zone, have the fights going their way. But at some point, Hillbook find the way. They really set themselves up, they found the positions, they found the moves that was defeating Zipcat, and from then on it was very much Hillbook staying in control, getting more points, getting more splats, and not stopping.
I want to say, I feel like the machine was a big difference maker. Being able to just push at all of these angles, especially paired with the S-Blast. They have so much AoE, so much chip, so much like angles to just work around that they have to like. It's very, very difficult if you're Zipcats to stand anywhere like around a corner, like right above a ledge. You have to be very conscious of that, especially on this map, Hacklefish, and going into Eeltail Alley. Eeltail Alley tower control again. That makes me disappointed, but. There's a lot less.
Why
to
are you
work with.
disappointed?
I don't know why we're still playing on this map in current year, but
Well, the teams choose the map. Hillbook decided to go here, so that's where we're going.
more power to Heelbook. I personally hate seeing this map, but you know what? Anything to get the win, I support it. And you know, not a lot of people are playing this map either.
Yeah. And given what we've seen from Hillbook, as you were saying, the machine and the S-Blast have all the AoE, which is perfect for this map mode. You add the Wiper that adds some chip damage and some explosive opportunities thanks to the hammer. Like, this is a good choice if you're Hillbook. This is a map mode that is going to benefit them immensely, and Zipcat right there, they need to step up if they want to fight them on this map.
And if you're Zipcats, I'm wondering how much they've really practiced on, like, Eeltail Tower. Is this a map that they've like had in their rotation for a while? Do they like understand what strategies that Heelbook wants to come in? I'm seeing a double blaster, a complete comp change from Heelbook. So that's very, very interesting. We see a heavy splatling N-Zap and a Luna Neo. My word.
I did not expect the heavy splatling. Like, Luna has so many people that are bringing it. Like, but heavy splatling, that is an interesting pick. I wonder how Heelbook will make use of it, but it's still very good AoE comp that's going to have a lot of impact on here, right there. But Zipcat are there to defend, able to get trades at least.
And we can see it looks like Heelbook really has their strategy down as they're like pushing at this second checkpoint, I mean. Already making a lot of progress, have Len under the corner, unfortunately goes down very quickly. And Zip is diffusing this push quite nicely, honestly.
Yeah.
Taking down everyone in the front back, just have Prosper waiting. Unless they don't see this jump. They did not see the jump.
They
suddenly,
did not see.
It's looking a bit dicey for Zipcats.
Yeah, I mean, that's Heelbook getting to the second checkpoint pretty much uncontested now. Zipcat is already respawning in the positions. They'll be able to defend it, but Hilbuk is in the positions that they want to have right here. Len going in with the S Blast is going to get a splat, activating the Booyah Bomb. Everybody is so much forward, and suddenly Hilbuk are getting more and more. Oh wait, the Crab Tank is going to stop them. Len, the last squid from Hilbuk, will be sent back to spawn. Nice defense by Zipcat, but as you said, could have gone a little bit better. But that's Hilbuk that broke 2 checkpoints now.
Yeah, even right now, coming back in the mid, Zipcats, they're really looking to find a way to just set their feet on the ground, and it's very, very hard. Getting pushed back and forth. This might be the opportunity they need. Just the end zap up right now, and that's a full wipe. As I say it, this is probably the opening they need to get their first checkpoint, and it's looking pretty good on all things considered. They have the Crab Tank, They have the strikes up. Just need to find a way to convert this into some extra points, and that lead isn't looking too far away from them right now.
Because of a blast of a crab, was forced to move a bit back. They were not able to take as much ground as they wanted to. And right now Zipcat just got wiped. We're halfway through the game and Hilbuk has the momentum. They have the lead right now. They're pushing once again, and Zipcat, they're not even trying to drop. They know they want their solid defensive position. That's the only way you can stop Hilbuk once they're getting forward. Well, that's pretty rough.
That is a lot of players down on the side of Zipcats.
Yeah.
All of a sudden at once too. And you can see the pen just placed down the cooler, so they're getting ready for this defense, but they might just have to play with their bodies right now because there's not a lot of points left on the board, and it's a straight shot to victory for Heelbook right now. As they have the cooler on the tower for that extra defense, and it looks like Jovan might just ride it all the way there. Nope. Getting taken out by the Slasher.
Oh, the Booyah Bomb. Well, okay.
Right. And with 1 tick left, it looks like the push is still alive with the pen, but maybe not, but maybe it is. And there you go, Heelbook up 2-1 in this set.
That's 2-1. I mean, that's such an unusual map mode, and you can tell that Heelbook had their plan for it, and and Zipcat were not ready for that pick. We're kind of struggling right there to find the counter to that double blaster comp that was so dangerous everywhere on this map.
Yeah, this is why I have an issue with this map, because that's not something you see anywhere else. And if you're Zipcats, you probably loaded onto this wondering what is going on. All of their weapons are different. There's a heavy splatling on my screen. Yeah. What are we supposed to do against this? Props to Heelbook for knowing what to do, for choosing that map and having a solid strategy and just sticking to it. It shows that they're confident in their skills as we head into this 4th game. Are they going to be able to leverage that same advantage of just good game knowledge, being very strong players, into this win over Zipcats? Into a win over Zipcats, or is Zipcats going to find a way to come back?
Well, now we're going to the Zipcat map pick, which could allow them to get some momentum back. Going on to Rainmaker on Scourge Gorge, very much a classic of Scourge Gorge. A bit more better defensive position, which might allow Zipcat to stop Heelbook from getting all that momentum that they were able to get in tower control. Zipcat cannot let that happen again, because in Rainmaker, you don't have to wait for the tower. You can simply run forward, get so many points so fast. But Zipcat have shown in this set that they're able to fight Heelbook. Now the big question is, can they do it again? Can they get another win against Heelbook? A Heelbook that looked a bit rough at the start of this set, but are now full throttle on full action and very, very powerful.
And I personally want to see a game 5 with this, but getting into this game, it's going to be very, very interesting how they're going to run it. We're getting back on the Decavitator now.
Yeah.
And they're actually sticking with a lot of the comp they ran on Eeltail Alleyway, just switching out that heavy splat lane. My goodness, for a heavy edit splat lane. That is very confusing, but they're different weapons, and it's the crab heavy edit too.
Yeah, that crab tank will help Herobook defend when they need to. That can solidify things a lot, and you have a few good vantage points like this one that allow you to take control over the map right now. Prosper really pushing the enemy crab tank away. That's nice control, but 2 down onto Herobook as they grab the Rainmaker. That was not a good grab of Rainmaker. Zipcat are going to benefit from that with a quick rip-off. They're already at the checkpoint, T.
Yeah, what looked like a very, very strong start for Healbook has already swapped completely. We can see as they're 2 down on Healbook, this might just be a straight run right after they pop this Rainmaker. We can see LEV BGN just run through with the strikes as protection all the way down to 20 points with 1 minute on the board. That's already an incredible lead for Zipcats.
Yeah. And Healbook right now defending as much as they can, but they lost 2 players. They're gonna grab the Rainmaker and try to reset it mano, which means Zipcat get a lot of control, maintain their presence on the platform. Nom Nom right there with the Decapitator, simply dancing around, using the Bubbler to stay here, being such a thorn on the side of Healbook. And the Rainmaker stays here, 3 down on Healbook. Zipcat re-grab, and they're gonna get more points.
Look at Nom Nom's positioning right now. This is just absurd. They're in their spawn. They're just playing the game the way they want to so dominantly right now. Healbook really needs to find a way to clear this spawn in the most efficient way possible so that they can get back, because this is already 2 minutes down. Healbook has 2 points on the board. They need to find a way to really make it past that first check and keep it pushing, because a lead of 28 is going to be very, very tough to get past, especially on this map. The choke point decides everything, essentially. So I'm wondering, how are they going to really secure themselves back in the mid at this point?
Yeah, I mean, right now, Healbook are fighting just to get back control of their side of the map. The Rainmaker being reset is allowing them to breathe a little bit. They don't have to wait to protect the Rainmaker on their side. And now with the Crab Tank, they should get back that control. That's the power of a good Crab Tank. Healbook is back in mid, but here comes the splats from Zipcat. The fight for me is back on. We're past the halfway point of the game, and Healbook only has 2 points on the board.
Well, as of right now, it looks like there might be something cooking on the side of Healbook.
Yeah.
They are coming into that elbow, grabbing the Rainmaker and running really, really close to the pedestal.
Yep.
Oh, bubble up to defend. That's looking like a tough position. The push gets destabilized, and they didn't even clear check. This is looking still very difficult for Hero Block. Very possible. But as we can see, they're getting the defense back up, Zipcats, and it's tough. This map is very, very tough. Even if you have all the tools, something may go wrong in the last second and you just can't make that push. But Healbook is still trying. They're still pushing. They still have this positioning. And this, I'm just wondering, are they going to make something out of it fast? There's not too much time left on the board, but they still have enough time to make a solid push.
Yeah, they have their presence. They have the presence right here. And right now, they got the checkpoint, they got the repop. All they need is to be able to push again. They managed to re-grab the Rainmaker, and we see Zipcat, who was confident now, waiting, using their special simply to defend, to stop Healbook before they can get too much momentum. But Healbook is still around here. The strikes are thrown to keep the Rainmaker from being popped, and right now the dance of the splash going in, getting the splats. That's the power of a good splash for you. 2 down onto Healbook. It looks like Zipcat are going to survive that push. And now, I mean, the pop is pinged, but the Rainmaker is in such an awkward spot. Zipcat is going to get it, is going to drop it in the awkward spot, in the perfect spot to slow down the game. 20 seconds left. Healbook needs a monster push if they want to get back in this game, T.
This is frankly maniacal, Pat. That position for the Rainmaker with just 10 seconds left on the board, they have to run it through their spawn past 27 points honestly, if you ask me who could do it, I think Heelbook could do it. I say as they're pushing, they have the hammer in their spawn. They have almost all the tools they need for a solid push right now. They're just waiting on Jovan with the rain. As they get a splat, they're very, very keen on just waiting it out, seeing if they can get the perfect position. And Zipcats is essentially rotating their roster members out. People are going down, waiting out the strikes right now. I'm waiting. I'm curious. Are they going to be able to get this rain through? I say as Jovan gets another splat. There's two down on the side of Zipcats.
Three down.
Just a slosher.
It's not even slosher. It's a wipeout.
Can they run it? Can they run it? Can they run it? They run it. That's a lead, and that's a set. Heelbach is.
What a patient play.
That's a situation where so many teams they start to panic, they start to lose their cool. They're wondering, should I go in now or should I just wait another second? But Heelblock, they're showing they have experience. There's a reason that they just punched in their ticket to grand finals right now. They know when to make these types of plays, and they're doing it on such an effective scale.
Yeah, I mean, it's never over until it's over. We saw Zipcat using their specials, using their positions as much as they could to delay the push. And there was like 10-15 seconds left on the Rainmaker clock. Heelbook had to go in, but they managed to clutch in the last second to get the victory, to get, as you said, to secure their spot into Grand Finals, where they will meet once again the team that put them down on the lower side. It's going to be scuba diving right after this short break. It is time for the final showdown of this Battling Pool 341. I am Pat here with T, ready to watch the Grand Finals, which is going to be, of course, scuba diving going against Heelbook. T, we've seen these teams, we've seen a lot. Are you ready?
I don't think I'm ready, honestly. These guys, both scary in their own rights, and they've had quite different stories coming up through this bracket alone. You can see in the winner's side, Heelbook looked very, very dominant, 3-0ing almost every team in their path. up until they had to face scuba diving, where they gave them a run for their money, just taking them down to losers bracket. And as the number 1 seed, I'm wondering if Heel Block is really here to secure that place. Like, yeah, that was a fluke. We're coming back and we're just gonna beat you up for a one time.
Yeah.
Or is Scuba Diving here to prove, yeah, we won that set and we're gonna do it again. We're tough.
I mean, these two teams have shown the speed, have shown the fighting. Hillbook have shown that they can step up their game when they need to. And they need to, especially since they need to win twice if they want to be your paddling pool champions. So we'll be starting on a map that was not the best for Hillbook in the previous set. That's going to be Clam Blitz on Barnacle and Dime.
And there's a Clash Blaster in this first game. That
Okay.
Well, I was watching their sets before, and they did put Clash Blaster there too. So I wasn't aware of their game. This might be the strategy for Barnacle and Dime Clams. Everybody else take notes, but as we're getting into it, we're gonna see a strong opening from both teams as they all go down in an instant. My word.
Yeah, and right now Scuba Diving taking a bit more control of the mid thanks to the range of that pencil. Everybody is able to jump back in, which means we get more fight. And Cats with that Clash Blaster is able to win a fight right there, pushing it in onto Prosper. Prosper is going to be able to secure the jumps. That was pretty close, though. Our two teams are staying pretty evenly matched. Oh no, Crabs can't swim, apparently.
You hate to see it happen. Just a crab tank in the water. Splatoon, not classic. Real life, a bit of a classic. And we're still in this sort of feeling out phase of the first game, you know? Both teams have a clam online, but they're not really making any progress in the mid. 2 clams online right now on the side of Heel Block. And we're seeing a lot of deaths on the other side right now.
Yeah, it's Scuba Diving taking control of the map. They're going to open the basket now. They have a few more clams, but they're in the end of Sam with the splash. Sam is too far away from the basket. I guess we're going to get a 20 points push, and what an answer by Hillbook, who are able to counter to get the splat. Hillbook, they lost 20 points right there, but they managed to get control over mid, and they already have enough clams to get more than the lead. T.
Yeah, this is almost like an inverse of that other set where Heelbook they got that first score and then they fell almost immediately. But now we're seeing almost the opposite. As they get that first clam in, they have a lot of points. Well, they have a lot of clams to carry right now. We see as the hammer gets in, this might just be a lot of points on the board for Heelbook. A lot of scraps on the side of Heelbook. They're fighting just a Clash Blaster up right now, and they're getting those points in. 50 down to 44 in just a couple seconds. And it looks like this might be a destabilized push right now among a lot of other things, but I think that's it for the push.
Yeah, that was a nice push. Hillbook taking a good lead right there, and it was like 2v2 still. The situation in his mid is not completely resolved. Cats able to take a lot of control. Yeah, it looks like Scuba Diving are going to get back control over mid, but they need that control with 2 minutes left in the game. Now it's their turn to find a push. Sam activating the crab tank, and that crab tank is doing the job. Scuba Diving has the ground. They have 2 super clams ready. Now they need to put these clams in the basket.
And you can see some of the AoE at work right on the side of Heelbook over there. As they were standing on the platform, there were just sloshes coming left and right, AoE blasts from the bucket. But they're getting pushed back again right now. Even with all of their points on the board, they're getting pushed back. And you know what? They're responding. They're not taking it lightly. They're getting those Zukas out. That's forcing the edit to give up their space, a lot of space. And right now, we're seeing a lot of clams near the basket and a lot of people down on the side of Heelbook. Already that lead is shaved down tremendously, and they have so many clams on the board right now. A lead swap.
Oh, that's a huge lead for Scuba Diving right now, and they have more clams. They have enough clams to KO. Oh, actually, Sky is going to deal the finishing blow, the last clam. And that's 1-0 for Scuba Diving, keeping on their momentum.
This map just seems very tough for heal block, but I still believe in them. I feel like, you get that one bad map out of the way right now. The rest of the set, you're able to just progress. You're able to get so much better. Meanwhile, scuba diving, they're hot off momentum right now. They're like, yes, we just beat that team we struggled against in winners finals. We're just gonna come back at them again. We're doing this amazingly right now.
Yeah.
If you're like scuba diving, you've got to feel amazing coming into that.
I mean, what's puzzling to me is that this map, Barnacle Clans, it's Hillbook's map. Like, they put it on their list. They were the ones who wanted to play here, and both are in low bracket finals and in this grand finals. They are losing a game because they don't feel that comfortable right here. They felt not in their element. Which means now Scuba Diving, up one game, are going onto a map of their choice. It's going to be Museum d'Alfonsino for Rainmaker.
And I believe these guys played on Museum, but it was Clams in the set before, and it ended up in Scuba Diving taking that. And so I'm wondering how that dynamic is going to change now that we're on Rainmaker. It has a pretty similar layout. You're trying to push similar points of the map a lot of the time. And I'm wondering, does Scuba Diving have the strategy down for this map? Did it just happen to be Clam Blitz where they excelled particularly well? Is Heelbook going to really find their footing right now? Because they're still like quite a strong team, and that map has proven bad for them in the past, Barnacle and Dime Clams. So can they really turn this around, make it a statement like, don't count us out right now. We can still win this whole thing.
I mean, you cannot certainly count Heelbook out. They are seen number one for a reason. They're in grand finals for a reason, and they have the AoE that's allowing them to get the job done when they need to. They also have the speed that is so important when we're talking about Rainmaker. Remember, when these two teams met in winners finals, the Rainmaker game was the game that Heelbook won. So this is, I think, their favorite mode. We saw it in the previous game. Look, they're so confident, they're only bringing 3 players. That's how confident they are.
You love to see it. Just we don't even need a 4th. We're just that good. We can win the whole thing right now. Eyes closed. In fact, take another player off. Let it be a 2v4. We can do that.
Let's go. We believe in you, Heelbook. No, we're gonna reset the game. That 4th player from Heelbook is already back in the room, ready to fight. Happens. It's good that these DCs happen while the game is loading, which means we don't have any issue. We can simply restart the game.
It's just a fact of Splatoon, if you will. There will be a DC every once in a while.
Yep. Part of the game.
Did you happen to catch a glance at any of the weapons? I saw an Octobrush, and I think that was really it.
Really? Here's the thing. Here's my secret. I have 0 memory. Don't tell anyone, please. My memory doesn't work. I can only tell you what's in front of me right now. Oh, we're playing Rainmaker, and as you said, there's an Octobrush. Now I can't see it.
An Octobrush and a Carbon Roller. We're really coming in on that sharking for this map.
Yeah, Scuba Diving. Between the Octobrush and the Carbon, they're gonna run forward. They're gonna run in and try to get some damage onto Heelbook, and Heelbook will need to heal, I guess.
Yeah, and I just noticed the Machine Neo on the side of Heelbook. That is going to be point sensors galore on the other side, and from the start, that already makes this a very difficult matchup for Scuba Diving.
Yeah,
as they get wiped.
Yeah, that's a wipeout, and the Rainmaker is already on that checkpoint. The Crab Tank will punish it, but I mean, an early checkpoint is, we take those. That's very nice, especially with 3 down. Nameka, the last squid for Scuba Diving, is kind of trying to defend. He's going to get a splat. Make that 2! Huge defensive mood by Nameka. Scuba Diving kind of saving themselves in that action.
those are the types of plays you need to make on this map sometimes. Just secure yourself. Make sure you don't fall down so early because, again, with these tools on the side of Heal Block, they have that Reef Slider as well for very, very quick pops. They have a lot of just firepower at them. So you really don't want to be going 2 or 3 down and have someone just staring at you in the face. You see that blaster coming up and it's like, oh, I don't want to be alone. I need someone to help me right now. And they're really coming at them, really.
Yep.
Just counter aggression, if you will.
Yeah, and right now, Scuba Diving, though, they got the checkpoint, they got back in. Sam, with that Rainmaker, lost a few too many teammates, though, is forced to dance around.
Ooh.
Sam, surviving longer than they should. That's going to allow the rest of it. Oh, wait, no, they didn't have cooler, I think. They are responding a bit too slow right there. Healbook is going to get a lot of control of that, a lot of paint around. Only 2 minutes happened in this game. There's so much has happened though.
It's felt like an eternity, honestly. Just the rain's been moving back and forth. We already see both checks down on both sides.
Yeah.
There's way too much action happening right now. It's honestly hard to keep track. The Rainmaker's back down in that corner, which is going to be difficult for both teams to really move it from, especially if you're scuba diving. You don't like it there really, but you need to move it. You need to take that lead back. You see his hand grabs it, sloshes rain down from below. Just that Dreadringer being so threatening. The Dreadringer again.
So that didn't work. Thankfully for Scuba Diving, they're keeping their numbers advantage, but a lot of time was spent in that combo. Now Scuba Diving diving forward and getting the lead by just a handful of points. Now, all of a sudden, Hilbuku were playing the clock. Well, the clock is against them now. And Nameka is getting a double with a carbon, running for the Rainmaker. Is not going to find it, but it doesn't matter. Scuba Diving has control over the map, T.
And with the carbon, that play was absolutely phenomenal because you saw the splash was running away. It could have been very, very dire if they weren't able to secure those kills right there. Otherwise, it would have been a completely different story in a matter of seconds. They would have run up on the platform, just gotten a massive specials, made it very, very threatening to push forward. But now we're really seeing Scuba Diving come into their own form right now, just ensuring that they can keep this lead, punishing the slider instantly, making sure that nobody's safe. Well, that blaster can stay safe for a bit, but getting the kill on that eventually. And down to our last minute of the game, a play needs to happen on the side of Heal Block.
It is very much like Hilbuk. They're back to the wall. They don't want to give a match point to Scuba Diving, but Scuba Diving, they have so much paint all around, and look where the Rainmaker is in another awkward spot. Not the most awkward, but still very much good. If you're Scuba Diving, only 30 seconds more to hold, as Hilbuk are doing everything in their power to get back in there, but they lost 2 players, and Scuba Diving right now are simply on a victory, like getting more and well, that's okay. I don't think we're gonna see a comeback, T.
Never count them out, but 3 seconds on the clock going to 0. It's tricky. Even without the DC, that game was just about curtains.
Yeah.
And we're seeing Scuba Diving up 2-0 right now on the team that was really giving them trouble before. So just one more game to close out this set. I always love to see a game 5, but a 3-0 would also be quite endearing to see at this point in the bracket. Just the level of dominance Scuba Diving is like really showing right now, keeping that Rainmaker in the corner at the very end of the game, showing, yeah, we don't even need to like take that risk against you guys. We're just gonna play it safe, put it over here.
Yeah. I mean, it's Scuba Diving making a statement right now. They were seed number 2, Hilbuk was seed number 1, and right now Scuba Diving looks like the better team. if they are getting better pushes, they have getting better control, they have getting like better objective awareness, and they are very much controlling the pace of these grand finals. And Hillbook, I mean, yes, the connection issues are not helping, but even before the DC, they were looking like they were in pain, see?
And if you're Heelbook, you're thinking like, okay, now we lock it into full gear. Whatever happened the past 2 games, completely gone. We're just winning this straight up as we're going to. Which map is that? Oh, Urchin Underpass, Flat Zones.
Yep.
Very, very interesting. I feel like this favors Heelbook a lot too. Just thinking about the weapons that they play, a lot of that AoE coming back, a lot of that short mid-range weapons. I feel like this is their playground.
As long as they bring the point sensors back and they can see the carbon coming, I think this is a good choice for Heelbook. As you said, this is a map for fight, this is a map for constant fighting. This is not the best map for a pencil, and I think Heelbook, they're happy with that.
And I'm also wondering if Zipcats is going to... not Zipcats, scuba diving, my gosh. It's scuba diving, we're going to see anything like radical from them, really. Because this, if you're going to change like your whole strategy, it's most likely going to be on this map.
Yep. Well, what?
And
is that an undercover umbrella?
An undercover umbrella?
That's undercover umbrella.
That's very... That's radical, if I have to say anything.
Yeah.
And on the other side, we're seeing Jovan bring out the regular umbrella with the tri-strikes. So battle of the umbrellas in this grand finals right now.
I guess this is it's umbrella time right now. Navika getting a few splats already, but the fights are going, and yeah, battle of the umbrella. Cat is forced to jump away from the superior umbrella, let's be honest. And right now, Heelbook have taken control of the zone, but they lost 2 players, which is going to allow Scuba Diving to take back that control to get the paint. And now it's on Scuba to really push forward with the screen to help themselves solidify their presence. Oh! Well, that's it.
For a minute there, Scuba Diving was having their push forward, counteracting the initial push from Heelbook, but now we're seeing them push back with full force right now as Sky is really being pushed by those tri-strikes into the corner. One of the weaknesses of Pen on this map, you don't really get a lot of space to really make yourself safe that you would on a lot of these other maps, so it's quite daring that they bring it onto Urchin Underpass, but they have their strategy and they're confident in it, clearly.
It's chaos all around the map right now. Scuba Diving deploying the crab tank to the side, but that crab tank is not yet able to get enough control. Heelbook simply still in control of the zone, forcing the undercover to jump away. There's only 20 ticks left. And it looks like Heelbook finally figured it out, finally are able to take the game right now. Scuba Diving are scrambling to get back to the zone. They don't have the time, and Heelbook waking up suddenly.
This is a real reversal of like how this set has gone before. Just a very, very dominant like sweep, frankly. They took the zone at the start. There was a little period where Scuba Diving was able to take it back, but then after that, nothing. Just no room left to breathe. We're in your spawn. We have like as much space as we need. We're gonna win every fight we can, and they showed it.
Yeah, I mean, great moves right there by Heelbook. That's how you get your head back into a set. Heelbook, they know they're behind. They know they need to win everything just to get a bracket reset. They know it's tough, but they're not stopping, and they took the risk. That's a risky change going on to Umbrella Comp. That's not the last minute adjustment that you expect, but hey, it worked. It allowed Heelbook to really get back in there, and suddenly they were down 2-0. Now they're only down 2-1, ready to tie things up. They only need to win 2 more games to get the reset.
As we go on to Tower Control Hagglefish Market, that's going to be a map that they can come. Scuba diving can come back to that pen. Really, that's going to be a lot more functional on this map than Urchin Underpass, and I feel like we're going to see a lot more back and forth this game. These teams have.
Yeah.
Now I'm not even sure what we're going to see from either of these teams. I feel like there have been so many flip-ups, like just the Luna Blaster from before, the Undercover Umbrella now. I don't want to say anything. I want to think that they're going to run something sort of similar to the things they've run before with that pencil, the slosher, the splash, but it's honestly up in the air completely.
I feel like whatever we'd say, we'd be wrong. I feel like whatever we think they're gonna bring something else, because they're here to surprise their opponent. They know they need to throw curveballs in order to beat each other. And I mean, I don't think we're gonna see Umbrella coming back on each side, but I think we're gonna see a surprise.
All right, loading into this game number 4 of Grand Finals. That is a Rapid Blaster.
That's honestly a pretty standard blaster compared to whatever Cats was playing until now. On the side of Hillbook, they keep that Brella. That Brella was doing a good job, so they bring it back, and they're absolutely right to do so.
No, yeah, these comps both look very interesting. That Rapid Blaster, bro, I feel like we rarely ever see it nowadays. It has so many things that deal with it, just with a jetpack, just with the ink consumption that the weapon needs a lot. So with the confidence to bring it out in this scenario specifically, like Grand Finals, match point, you know how to pilot that thing. You're very confident in your skills. We can see that as the jetpack comes out right now, getting ready to defend against this first checkpoint.
And Nameka is using the cover from the air support to go in and get the splats on the tower. That's a wipeout. No checkpoint for Hillbook right here. And Sam is already ready to throw the crab tank forward to allow all of scuba diving to go forward. Hillbook almost had the checkpoint, but it was not enough. Now they need to defend. Oh! 2 players down already. Scuba diving coming in strong.
Massive firepower from the crab, and now the inkjet. They're constantly cycling these specials in such a threatening way, just raining terror from above. Are we going to have that safe landing? They do survive the landing, surprisingly.
Yeah, and the lead and the checkpoints are Tech and T right now. Scuba diving got past that checkpoint. I feel like they're struggling to keep control of the tower. They're maintaining so much presence between the carbon and the S-Blast. They are so dangerous, and Hillbook is forced to stay back.
There's so much chip damage going around, I barely even noticed. They have 2 burst bombs, they have the rapid chip, they have the pencil chip, they have the torpedo from the rapid. They're just throwing everything they can at them right now. And you can see that they're being very defensive in response, just sitting in their spawn if they will. And that sort of defensiveness has allowed scuba diving to really push to that 3rd checkpoint at almost halfway through the game. That's very difficult to come back from, and they're still pushing in their spawn. They have all of mid painted up. This is if you're Heelbook, you need to be thinking right now, we need to like flip this completely around. We need to come back into mid. We need to get our specials up, but there's just raining all these projectiles from afar.
Even with 2 players down, Scuba Diving were able to hold their ground to maintain their presence around the map, and now Hillbook need to defend again, need to stop another push lane going in with the S-Blast. He's dodging around, and right now, finally, it looks like Hillbook are going to bring the tower back into mid, but all of Scuba Diving respawned and are ready for another fight for mid. Here comes another jetpack. As you said, these chaining specials are not stopping. 2 down on Scuba Diving though. Make that 3. Hillbook are back in the game, and now they need to get a push.
Heelbook is flipping the script as we speak. They're getting those specials ready. They just had a cooler pop too, and so you have to think right now they're going to push that advantage as far as they can. 20 is not an easy lead to break. You can see as Scuba Diving's just challenging them directly.
Yeah.
They're going 2 down. They really want to maintain this lead, but it might be slipping from them. 9 points left to take over 7.
It's very close. 2 down on to Scuba Diving. Jovan dancing.
At 21, they wipe.
Oh, that's alright. That could be the game. Heelbook getting a monster comeback right now. There's no checkpoint 3. There's nobody to defend anymore. That's okay. Oh, Heelbook ties up the score.
It's going to a game 5, and it's not looking pretty. This set has just been a flurry of emotions, honestly.
Yeah.
This game alone was a flurry of emotions, just going from such a dominant first minute and a half from Scuba Diving into Heelbook saying, nah, we're still in this. We've still got this. And they just came back, they found their picks, they staggered well, and they just took the game like that. You know, there is a reason these guys were seed 1, and they're coming back to take the whole tournament.
Yeah. Heelbook, they bled, they got wounded, but they healed. And now they only need one more game to get the bracket reset. But that game has everything on the line. Remember, Scuba Diving, they only need to win one. If they win this one, they are ending this tournament and we are all going home. All the pressure is on Heelbook right now to do the impossible if they can. Going into Clam Blitz, a mode that hasn't been very good for them. Scuba Diving, can they do it? We're going to go to the tiebreaker that was chosen by the tournament. It is Umami Runes.
Umami Runes Clam Blitz, you know, has some similarities to Barnacle and Dime, but they've got some pretty substantial differences. That mid and side of Umami that had that raised platform, it's a really good advantage if you have a crab tank, say, that you want to just position, and there's not really a spot like that on Barnacle and Dime, so I wonder how that's going to really affect the pushes here. I feel like you have a much more concise choke point on Umami Ruins, where you have to get through that really thin stretch in order to actually score that clam. And so which team is going to be able to break that zone the fastest? That I feel like that's going to be the team that takes the set right now.
Yeah, right now, Scuba Diving bringing back their normal comp. I think these two teams have solidified on the weapons that they prefer, the weapons that they want to use. Pay attention to Nameka and the machine on the side of Heelbook will throw the point sensors to stop them, to call them out before they can dive forward. But right now, Scuba Diving is opening pretty strong, going in, getting the splats, getting the control, and they're under the basket right now already. They don't have the clams, but they have the map all for themselves to go around, T.
That combination of Namaka and Sam, they just ran forward, 2v1ing everyone in their path, and that allowed them a very easy passage into the basket. And they're just getting everything they earned at this point. Cycling clams, cycling players out. It's only the sloshing machine alive at this point, and they're taking everything they can to the bank. They still have full mid control, even though this push seems to be dying down. This is a very dominant start if you're Scuba Diving right now.
I mean, that's a 50-point opening for Scuba Diving. We still have, as you said, control over mid. We still have, already they have another Super Clam. And they already have Nameka going in, trying to establish some control. More splats coming from Scuba Diving. They want to keep it active. They want to end the tournament here. They don't want a bracket reset. And they're doing the exact thing they need to do to get more points. Right now we're past the 40-point mark and they still have more presence. Heelbook struggling right here. Nameka getting a huge trade. It's 3 down on Heelbook. Scuba Diving not stopping the action, T.
And they still have everything up. They have a cooler up in mid. They have so many clams on deck right now. It's looking like this might just be a wrap from this position. I don't want to call it yet. But with the way that Scuba Diving is playing at the moment, it looks like they're trying to just run everyone over. but
Yeah.
they're going 2 down as I'm speaking, so it looks like Heelbook is really getting up. They're getting ready to get this clam in, and they got the specials online. Looks like Bazooka's getting popped looking for someone. If they can get someone, that might mean the beginning of a push. And they have the strikes out too.
Hilbert fighting to stay there, preparing their next push, but they know they need to be patient because they need to get the best possible push they could right now. They lost a few too many players, but they have the cooler. They should be able to respawn pretty fast, but scuba diving is punishing them, punishing the jumps. And right now, it's still pretty rough for Hilbert. They still have their super clam though. They still are not that far from the basket, but missing one too many specials. They're forced away on Namika, diving in. There's nobody to pick up that super clam. That's a wipeout on scuba diving. They have more.
I don't want to call it yet, but it looks very, very dominant. We can call it. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's going to be scuba diving taking paddling pool 341.
Yep. I mean, Hilbuk kept it alive. Hilbuk almost got the reset, but in the end, kind of struggling on clam blitz and scuba diving. So fast, so fast. We're able to take all these clams, to take control of this map, and to seal the deal and the game and the tournament with a KO. Congratulations to scuba diving, Namika, Sam, Sky, and Cats for getting that victory. You are our paddling pool champions.
Round of applause for scuba diving. Very, very impressive gameplay on their side, and just a really beautiful game to end the whole tournament. Just showing how dominant they are on this map mode.
Yeah, I mean, they felt so comfortable, and especially on clam blitz. Even without clams, usually pushing without clams is a bad move. Right there, they were going under the basket even without clams, and they were getting that control, and then they were getting the clams, but they were able to simply stay under the basket as long as they needed to get the score. That was so beautiful to see. Congratulations again, scuba diving. Beautiful games and a well-deserved victory. But yeah, T, I believe it's the end of this tournament, and that means it's time for us to say goodbye. And before we go,
so
you have
soon.
something to plug?
I have a Blue Sky Draco Meteor Storm at Blue Sky. I post sometimes, but that's kind of it yet. Where can the people find you, Pat?
You can find me on Blue Sky as well. You'll also be able to find me at Octofest very soon. So yeah, pay attention to some news. There will be Octofest news coming. It's in a week and a half, so like lots to come. I'm looking forward to be there. I'd like to give a huge shout out to our wonderful observer Jorian, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.